Good morning. Masanting abak mayang buntag sa tanan. Good morning to you all, or good evening. How are you guys doing today?
What's weird? Trying to get this set up, guys. I guess that did get dark. Oh, did you? I think it's because the light. We're trying to get some of the lighting.
Well, I know, but that causes a shadow.
I know, but did you ever lift the light up off there?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Good morning. Good morning. I don't even know if I'm even ready for this S show. So, all right, guys, we're gonna let the room build up today. We will be discussing an open discussion and opening the panel based on Q's adventure. There's a lot to unwrap. Want to let you know we've received quite a bit of email, quite a bit of information, been through comments, been through Facebook, and this has been, you know us. We're going to dive deep into this, and we're going to let people on that actually are claiming additional stuff. We could have some of the girls show up. It's hard saying. But I do want to let you know that we have officially invited John and Claire, which is one of the people making some accusations or knows some information about Q and some of the things. Also, in saying that he's been invited, Q himself. He's appeared. He's been making his rounds. So I want to let you know that since this has all been out there, he really hasn't said anything. That's fine. Like George said, it's up to him whether to respond to any of it. But I do want to let you know that I can almost see him cringing now in regards to what's wrong. What are you staring?
Two Teds.
Maybe he's on both channels. Remember, we do have two channels. He could be appearing on both channels. So the comments will come off of both. We have additional channels. So if you're seeing duplicates, it could be some people are watching on two different devices, or so I don't know how that would work, but it's possible. YouTube is an equal opportunity situation to do vlogging, and Q had appeared on Sunshine's recently, Shoulders, to mention he's selling a bike, his bike shop. He's been on Alex Abroad, which we've done an interview of Alex Abroad, to mention like how well and successful and him quitting at the age of 37 and all these things. But I find a lot of contradictions in his stories. So today the spotlight will be on him as far as business license, the type of stuff that he talks about, YouTube channel, taxes, taking advantage, poverty porn, corn, whatever, the whole situation that's going to come up today. His whole channel's been in the spotlight. And we've talked about these channels before. Why? Why do some of these guys put, kind of like when Elliot Eastman and all this stuff came up and stuff, it could have saved his life to actually be off air versus to do that. And then we've had a lot of them that put their full information out there. Who was the other one that just stopped? Zoom, World Zoom.
Yeah.
Everything was exposed on him, and then supposedly another vlogger is the one that turned him in based on, he had it out with another vlogger, and so there's so much to unpack today. But the panel will go up, and here in a little bit, when we get the room built up, we're going to let John on. It's the other guy that you guys have probably seen in the feed. Evidently, some people are watching him. He's starting to build a little bit of numbers on the channel based on this situation. But I've asked that any of the additional people that knew anything, other Filipinas and stuff, would come forward. And this gives them a chance to have a voice, because some won't go to the Wrong Guy Captain and others won't go to this. This is an opportunity for them to come in and have their voice the way he's having his voice in time with things. So, talking about Q himself, how he puts, like the other expats, and the expats like Ken, the other guy. I've got a photo of the other guy, but we cut him above. I didn't get all the clips that I wanted to show you guys today, but he's made a lot of money. You guys have no idea the amount of sticker money. I've been given numbers, and it's got to be true. We know for a fact some of these numbers are real, and he's made a ton of money. He's aware of that. He's even told people, hey, this is what I need to do. He's aware of it, and I'm going to make you guys aware of it. And so, if other channels want to use their women or exposing the poor and this and that, this is our voice to put out, hey, here's your YouTube vloggers that you guys love so much and you're throwing your money at. So it's just where it's going to be today. It is true. They dump a lot of money thinking he's doing, God's work. And to me, with everything coming out, he should be addressing what's going on. So that's all I got to say about that. Let the fur fly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I would. That probably should have been playing during it, but we're giving a minute, so we'll go in and say hi to people. We will put the open panel for live stream up after we have John come on, and that gives also an opportunity for Derek to come on. And I do have additional information, and I wish I could give you guys everything. And really, I wish that I could give you everything. I just want to let you know that I told you membership has its privileges, and we've been trying to tell you guys that. So for those that really wanted a deep dive, we've told a few of our other members that have been around for a while some of the additional other dark things going on and those sides of the woods of Dumageddon and Lapu Lapu and Negros and some of these other things. I was shocked, but I don't think you were shocked over what I told you about different situations.
No.
So he's not shocked. I am, because I really thought these people were getting ahead on their own. I really thought, I don't know, I had hope in humanity. So,
Well,
I don't know.
yeah. We're just gonna do a quick shout out to everybody real quick. Hey MB, how you doing? Hello, Philippine squad. Tony, man, Tony. Hey Tony. What's up, everyone? Tim.
Why do I feel like I'm?
Hey Tim, how you doing? Tim from Ohio. Good morning.
Ohio Buckeye.
Antics. There you go. Buckeyes. Timothy Rogers in the house. Smile, be happy. Thumbs up. We have Ted Deckens 1 and 2 here. Hello, beautiful people. Hey Ted, how you doing, man? Adam Zah. Hey, Heidi and George. Hey, Adam. Bobby G.
Hey,
Hi,
what's
peeps.
going on?
Good morning. William Abrams. Good morning. Michael Alexander. Lou everyone. Hey, Max. How you doing, man?
Hey, William. Hey, Michael.
There it is. Tony Manning says, I'm going to throw my money at the girls.
You might as well. I mean, we were talking about that off-grid Barbie, and I went through that whole thing when I did my live by myself the other day, and I was going on, if that's what you guys want to do, that's fine. Nobody's going to stop you from throwing money at Derek, but I think people would like a little bit more of a, what is that? Not clarity. What's the word I'm looking for?
Transparency.
Thank you. I've been like working on this for 3 days, so I do apologize to John and Claire. Like yesterday, I was so busy. George knows it, from literally morning till today. I'm on about 4 hours sleep, just trying to read what people are saying and get a better comprehension. I'm gonna let you know this is dark. And how people like Derek, sorry, Derek, I'm just going to put it out there, how he was able to enter the country, or how he was able to still do what he's doing. I don't even know how. I'm going to tell you right now, if I painted our car outside, okay, or did something, or sold that bacon and candle business I was talking about, and I'm allowed to work here. The moment I did that, there'd have been 8 people turning me in, whether it was expats, whether it was Filipinos and all this. Supposedly, according to all the different sources, he beats around the bush about his licensing versus his YouTube versus his DSWD permits and all of this stuff, but he somehow rents out rooms and rents out, all this stuff. And he tells people this on other channels. So he's been semi-transparent himself about the situations going on. I mean, how are you going to go and sublet something for X amount of money? And I know the amounts, it's just crazy. I guess, you're allowed to sublet here. But every opportunity Derek's had to make money, that's what he's done. Giving girls some sticker money because you guys are simping, I'd much rather see that off the grid thing than what's going on here. He's making money off of his viewers that come to visit him. He's making money off of renting to other people. He's getting money from businessmen. The businessmen come over here, have a good time situation. And he's just making money hand over fist. And then the last few guys that he put on there, he's made tens of thousands of dollars, and he'll deny it. But we know where that money, we've seen people leave the stickers, and now we're talking to the people that know this exists. It's insane. And then you ask yourself, like how and why, or there's just people like this that just exist, you know? What are you, I mean, that's like, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just okay. It's really not about. That's the thing. I'm trying to. There's nothing wrong with making money as long as everything's legit.
We talked about like the illegals in the United States. Nothing wrong with them coming in. There could be 80% foreigners
I
or whatever in
understand
the
that,
United
but what
States.
I'm
It's
saying
about being
is
legit.
that's what I'm trying
And
to state here, that there's nothing wrong with making money and there's nothing wrong with somebody earning money as long as it's legit, aka legal documentation, papers, certifications, licensing, etc., etc., etc.
and then there's the
Making
fact.
money is not really a hard thing if you actually think about it, but the problem is if you do it the right way, then it is hard.
Okay, so what do you feel about him where it feels and looks? It doesn't feel and look, it is what he's doing, taking advantage of the Filipinas, promising money, getting people to give him money, and all these other things that he's doing.
Well, okay. Now, remember when I said there's a difference between exploitation, exposure, and poverty corn? Okay. And that's what I'm trying to see. The problem we have with these three types of media or content, as it were, is there's a fine line that separates them all. For example, there's a channel out there, a Filipino channel, that there's this team of Filipinos, they go out there and build homes for poor Filipinos, and they don't ask for anything from the people they're helping. So they'll find a family, build a house, don't ask anything from them. However, they do get donations from the backside, but they do make it clear, thank you so much, such and such. Thank you
And
for
they
your
only do
sponsorship.
just the
Right,
houses
right.
too.
So what I'm saying is it
And they have all the proper documents.
correct? Correct.
They're
Well,
Filipino, they
that's
have their
that's what I'm trying to.
licensing, they have all their ducks
Right.
in a row.
That's what I'm trying to explain. That there's a fine line between poverty corn and exploitation, that kind of deal, and and actually helping others. You know what I'm saying?
The
Uh,
problem that I would have if any of these rumors are true is that it was his intention to go at him based on making money. And according to people, resources, and rumors, allegedly he is not doing everything that he said he's supposed to do. So it's already, and some of it is almost evident that he's making a, but that's for everybody else to make their, decision based on,
right. No, I
whatever's
mean
going on. I
it.
mean, the licensing part of it is not my situation. I think my biggest thing today is it's another vlogger going on trying to expose the Philippines and eat it up, spit it out, and use it for profit. Most of them are not licensed. Most of them don't have. They're not paying taxes. They're not following any of the rules, and then they are taking advantage of the young poor girls or people that are in poverty. And a lot of them, all this stuff of hey, I'm helping people is just a cover up, and people don't realize this
Well,
is happening
and
a
and that
lot.
that's another thing, and the reason why I didn't really wasn't sure how to approach the money thing is because first off, it's not about that. That's just a what do you call that?
There's a lot
A
unfold on
symptom,
this
as it
story.
were. Okay.
Yeah.
And again, it's not about, oh, you guys are just jealous because they're making. No, 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 no. It's never about
Yeah,
that.
we've had our opportunity. We chose
That's
to take a different path. We ain't
well,
sucked on anybody's back, paid anybody to appear, do any of these things that are out there about a couple of these vloggers that are building their backs on other backs. Like, no, actually, it's true. And most of our people are intelligent enough and already know the circle of people that we're talking about, and they know it's true. They know what time it is and everything. But yeah, I mean, we
Okay.
just
So again, like I said, it's not about the money. Okay, it's not a jealousy thing. And actually, Heidi just said earlier when I was making the statement is it's getting money to help people. Now, the problem with helping people is there's a difference between helping and favors. And you're like, what's the difference? Well, quid pro quo. You know what I'm saying? Favors is, I do this for you, you owe me. Helping is, hey, let me help you out. The end. That's it. That's it. You know, change somebody's tires. Done.
it's yeah, it
That
shouldn't
kind of
be on
deal.
camera. He's
The
putting
end.
it
You know what
on
I'm saying?
camera to make money on top of everything else that he does.
Well,
He rents to his viewers. He's doing a bike shop. He's trying to make that buck in every corner that he can based on all, which is genius at the same time as, how do these guys keep getting away with this type of thing?
well, that's the thing. Well, I'm not talking about other guys. I'm talking about Q here. Now, what I'm saying is, when I
Yeah, I'm
say
talking about him.
favors, again, I think we have to play. But anyway, like I said, it's
We
you
probably should be playing that.
right. That's what I said. But the thing is, part of the topic is in the video. That's why I didn't want to start it randomly.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Because, for example, the business is in there, which again, I didn't know that. We'll get to that. But point being, when you help somebody, you're not looking for a favor. You get it? You help somebody, and that's the difference between now. If you're asking for something in return behind the camera, or the camera itself is being used in an exploitative manner,
He
then
wasn't
it's
very he wasn't very smart when he did all this. Now loose lips will sink ships. And right now it's not one set of lips. There's going to be a ton of them that come out. But I have an idea of how this is all going to end anyways. And it's yeah,
yeah.
I'm actually really
No,
disappointed because he could have just did his travels. He just said on Alex Abroad in his own words
n-
that I started out just doing traveling and this and that, and then I got into giving things out. He did that because he seen old dog do it. He did that because he seen Sunshine doing it, and he seen that in regular guy, and it's profitable. But you have to be able to be skeezy on some level too to be able to do that.
right.
And I don't mind being, like drama and covering what's going on with the other expats and saying, hey, this is what's going on. But I couldn't go to that level of, even if we did, the closest thing that we do is we give money out to a pet shelter that's already on Facebook, that's nonprofit, and we give a percentage of our money. But we've never taken in, say, money and said, hey guys, give us $50 or this money, and then take it in. And
When we ask for
then,
donations, we give you the link, and that's what we tell you. Click on the link; it goes directly to them. That kind of
which
deal.
we haven't, only one time during that typhoon, we told people to go directly to the link and
Right,
go.
and the link goes to an actual DSWD. But point being, again,
No, if it's all
so now
being
keep in
done,
mind, most of this stuff is alleged. However, the stuff I am talking about are the ones that he actually puts out himself,
no, a lot of this is being based on his
and
own words.
right, and public knowledge, that kind of deal.
Yeah, in public, everything, including his girlfriend looking for people on. I don't even know what you'd call that.
Well,
It's
that's why I said we have to
yeah.
play.
Well, that's what I mean. We're
Yeah, but
kind of not. We're this far in, and we haven't, and we've got this.
okay, but slideshow.
Yeah, I know. And I said the slideshow isn't even together. So we've already discussed most of this. We probably should just let it go. All right, let's stop here on this guy. I don't even remember
Okay,
who
this
this
is
guy was.
very crop. Put it this way, and now for those of you who've seen this one,
This is way
he's not decent.
exposed.
If that makes any
Yeah, he's in a
sense.
diaper talking about, I
Right.
believe this was a
And
medical issue he was
right.
having, and
It's showing all the way down almost to his knees. So it's very, I don't think that's something you should do to anybody. if it were you, would you want to be on YouTube? In your diaper, that kind of deal. No, that's indecent. You know what I'm saying?
John, if you can hear me, I would hope that you would have your photo because I was saying that
No, he has his
audio.
video.
Oh, there you are. Okay,
He has his
gotcha.
video. He
I
just
didn't see his
he just
face
turns
though.
it off. Yeah.
I didn't look down. I thought you were
Yeah.
saying he was in the room.
John's with us in the green room. Yeah. No,
Is
he
that
just
is?
he just turns it off.
Hey,
Yeah.
John, go ahead and wave if you can see me.
Yeah, of course.
Give me a
Hey,
high
John.
sign. This is the high sign, man.
What?
He wouldn't know. It's the little rascals. The high sign.
Oh, okay.
For
Anyway,
anybody over 40, they know what the high sign is, or the high sign,
I
the
don't even know
420
if
high
Little
sign.
Rascals made it here. Well, I think they did as a cartoon. But anyway,
All right, we'll run through a little bit of this and get John on the hook. That I'm just saying, you're always going to hear my side opinion, and I get why Q won't come on today because I believe, like others said in Sunshine's room, he knows he can't answer these things.
yeah.
And actually, he won't. And what I did hear him say, and there's John and Claire's channel. John and Claire's Daily has been covering things in regards to what's been going on with Q, how he was treating employees, how he wasn't paying out his taxes, made promises, and they had lived with him and worked with the channel. So they do have a lot of inside information, and he'll be coming on here in a minute. But Q had been talking about things like his business license. Like, as I'm to understand, he mentioned something about being an independent contractor. John, can you hear me on that independent contractor thing? Is that what he had advised you? Yeah, getting a thumbs up. So, which means that he's basically like what the YouTube thing is. And usually that doesn't pertain to the type of businesses. He's running a residential bike shop for the last 2 years. That's not an independent contractor. And the YouTube can be, but that's if he's got the proper licensing to be an independent contractor and do that. And if he's got a work permit. As we're to understand, none of these exist. So then yesterday, you can pause some of that because I have to still talk about that. He told Alex Abroad yesterday that he did his own. He didn't hire an attorney, no nothing. He did his own business stuff, and he kind of beats around the bush. He said he does his own business stuff, and he went through the SEC. Now, as I'm to understand, the SEC is for people that do investor visas, and they have corporations because the whole website talked about corporations. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't think so. That would require a substantial amount and a bunch of other things. And
Yeah, I hate to say it.
but he wouldn't go into it. And then he mentioned himself as an independent
The
contractor.
thing
Two different
is
things.
with okay, if he did go to such lengths to get an investor visa, okay, and then go through the actual hoops of actually starting a corporation here, why is he operating off his house?
Well, or why? And the YouTube would be a different thing, anyways. And so would be the DSWD permits to collect money, pay for people's colleges, as he's admitted on several channels, and the amounts of money he's collecting from other
Now,
businessmen, which we've heard from, by the
keep
way.
in mind that the thing I have about the investor, since Heidi brought up the business end, because this is the one where I kind of didn't realize that he was operating at the house. There's
Oh, yeah.
nothing. There's nothing wrong with
You
that.
can go
However,
forward and let him see
yeah.
where he is.
Now, there's nothing wrong with operating out of the house or anything like
There's his
that. It just
girlfriend.
again, as long as you have the proper documentation. My problem is when he's selling the business,
Oh, hold that.
he has. Well, that's why I didn't want to just let it run because it's out of place to what we're talking about. Now,
We'll be here for another hour and a half if we have to go
then we'll
through all
just let it
that.
play.
Just let people see the clips we have is probably best.
Now, the business. Okay, here's the house. Okay,
That's
and
not the house.
oh wait,
That's
this is
him
in the
in
U.S. right?
Florida. That's him in
Right.
California. I
Now,
believe it's California. Little passport bro stuff going on there.
let's let the clip run until it gets to the business thing because it's kind of.
Player. Talk about player. He probably had that horse. Hey, there he is, player. All right, let me talk about this real quick. This seems to be, according to sources, where you just seen a site of his girlfriend. She's got a different name, and maybe that is her real name. That's a made up name. Who actually knows what that is? Cebu one, it seems to be their dating society, seems to be where they're finding. Hey, John, is this a place where he's getting all employees or other people? Huh. So the this is actually where she has put up ads looking for people to work with them on the YouTube and stuff. Camera people. I don't know what it says in Cebuano or something, but way to go on that one. So I'm just saying the whole thing is shady. It's shady, and I'm going to make a buck off of it today. All right, there's his. Here's another example for you expats coming here to be YouTubers or expats coming here. Don't give out your address like this. Don't give it out. I mean, there's only a few viewers that we would trust to have come to the house, and we still won't let them come over. AKA, we have who are we going to go see today? Scott. I wouldn't let Scott over here to save my life. I don't trust him. You trust Scott?
Who's even Scotty Boy?
Yeah. I'm not talking. Well, we could meet up with Scotty boy. I'm talking about Scott. I'm making a joke about Scott.
No, I know.
The whole point is there's very few people. We can think of probably 6-7 people we've known and that we would have come over to our house for multiple reasons. Here's Home Slice here giving out his address, his pinpoint, and he actually names the bike shop the name of his YouTube channel. And he gives out, of course, the location of where he actually is.
There's a saying in the U.S., as they say, bro doxed himself.
He got scrambled eggs in his head, or I don't know. There's so much to unpack on this situation as far as, yeah. AJ Happ, he's not going to put anything out.
Okay, now here's my problem.
Did you get to the little ones, the rocket pockets
now,
for
pocket
you?
rockets, yeah. Now my problem is, okay, you see this picture right here? These are 3. They're not even high end scooters. I mean, there's, now he's selling this business of 80 scooters. Now, where's the 80 scooters? And you're like, well, maybe
I don't think it was 80. I think he has 30.
30. Okay, well, even if it is 30, where are these 30 scooters?
He could have built them up. These could be old photos.
No, I understand that. That's
not worth 20 million for the 30 at somebody's house.
That's where I'm building up to. Is what I'm saying is,
take 5 to 10 years to get your money.
A person who owns a business, they want to show that they are growing. And if I have 3 scooters, I'll post it like, ta-da.
Ta-da.
If I had 30, I would post it. Ta-da. If I had 80, I would post it. Get it? Point being is, you're like, some of you are like, well, maybe you just didn't post it. No. A person growing their business wants to show off.
Hell no. I just checked that out. So yeah, so 20 million is almost 345,000 US dollars for his
and I was kind of defending the price, not because of what's the actual. See, that's the thing. You have to consider assets and profitability and everything. I get it. But you have to consider the location. I didn't realize it was his house.
No,
right. Okay, that throws the location off entirely, which devalues the business.
Yeah, he was telling people they could just move all the bikes over to their place. He was selling the. I told you, that's what I was trying to tell you.
That's where it kind of gets.
No, there's no pinpoint location. As a matter of fact, I think he intends to stay there.
So when you sell that business, there is no client list, as Heidi says.
Yeah,
these clients are not gonna look for you.
Correct.
They're not gonna look for you. They're just going whoever's closest to them. That's why I thought it was he's selling the location, and there's a site. Oh yeah, right over there. Go to the corner of 5th and Alabang. It's right there. No, there is none of that. So therefore, the 20 whatever price it is at this point, it doesn't make sense.
I think Derek's going to make it to our top three. I almost called him a chimp of the year situation. I guess we give him the
Yeah, and I've sold
knucklehead of the
businesses
year.
in the US before, and they
I just
go
don't
to
get
the
it.
site. They go to where the business is or
I
was.
guess we won't see Q today.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not saying anything bad, or we're
Well, he
not.
won't, but I will. No, I'm
Well,
actually
well,
just going to kind of say what I
I'm
feel.
talking about facts here. It's facts. These are black and white things
I
again.
mean, you
Like,
guys don't think I don't want to act a fool and do things, and I can think of about a dozen things to
yeah,
go all criminal. See,
see,
look, they got him. Look, they got Filipino style going
well,
on
see,
there.
that's another thing. For example, these. I bet you when this picture was taken, that was all the bikes they had, which is fine. But what I'm saying is, I'm pretty sure that they broke out those little.
What's up with that? I
Yeah.
think these are older ones, but still, what were they renting them out to the kids in the neighborhood?
Well, they probably, yeah, to the kids.
Okay. So
But
we're taking too long on his. I hate to say it. It's a
well, no.
busted bike
The business thing
business.
is
This
it is
is
part of the thing because that goes with the price.
Yeah, so here's what we had found on where she had made a post when we found out her information. So this is where she's asking, looking for, I don't know what that actually says.
Um,
Can you understand some of that? Are they looking for a camera
well,
girl?
John can, I can't.
Yeah. I might as well.
Well, let's finish it off, and
Okay.
then I think this is it, though. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
it.
that was the end
Yeah,
of
that
it.
was
Yeah, it was
it.
just showing
So,
her
we're gonna bring
information.
in John, but John is from again, John and Claire Daily. Check him out. Um,
Yeah, we had their site up earlier. We got the at.
Good morning, John.
You can. So do
You're
you?
you're muted, bro.
Good morning. Everybody hear me?
Good
Yeah,
morning. Yeah.
yeah. What does it say down there?
Can you read the
Um,
Cebuano?
they're they're looking for someone who can participate in a vlog, like has a jolly personality, willing to be the guest for the vlog.
Yeah, so basically they were looking, and this is on a site where, like, I looked at that site this morning. Talk about shady. Basically, you would go there if you're looking for an instant hookup. And I get wanting to have fun, but this is pretty much a place if you're looking for an instant hookup. This is beyond instant hookup. So I don't know why she would advertise on there except for, like different reasons. We kind of have an idea, of course, what's actually going on, because what I've received a ton of emails and messages that have come in that saying that he's taken advantage of these girls, and there's actually been some other shady things like a hotel room visit, in regards to him being with, is it the girl that he had her teeth fixed? Let me see. I got her name written down. I know there's a whole lot you may not be able to say. I just said her name earlier. So there, Ed Marie, is that the one that's supposedly, possibly the hotel room girl?
Um,
Did they have an affair with Ed Marie? Do you know that? Can you confirm any of that?
well, somebody told me. Well, I cannot confirm it personally, but somebody reached out to me. Kath, I
Sure.
sneeze. So, yeah, I guess I sent you the screenshot.
We've received quite a bit that's come in different directions. And then the same with the girl that you've been interviewing. Has there been any updates on that?
Jimsel.
Himself.
We're we're currently working on gathering more evidence to make it solid. So we will still addressing it with our lawyer, and I'm not gonna talk about much about that.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't know why they're not. Did you check over here?
I did, but anyway.
Yeah, we're just trying to figure out why. You said you don't know why? I mean, this is a bad time to figure that out.
Okay.
All right, that's fine.
So we're good.
So go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and then what's been going on, or how long you knew Derek.
Um, my name is John. I'm from Cebu, born and raised in Philippines, and since 18, working as a call center agent. And then I met Derek like 3 months or 4 months ago in McDonald's there in Fuente. Like he's looking for an editor. I mean, yeah, sorry. Somebody referred me to Derek, one of my friends, and then Derek met me. So that's where it started. At, at first, he was cool, and he said that if I'm gonna go live with him in Lapu Lapu, he's gonna he's gonna pay for my driver's license. That's the first part of the deal. I have a motorcycle, but I told him that I haven't got my license yet. So what am I gonna do with that? He said that that's gonna be part of the deal. I'm gonna take care of that, so you can drive around while we're shooting content, and you're gonna live there, free food, free shelter, and then it's just that I was hesitant at first because I was being paid the 30,000 per month in my call center job, like taking phone calls to sell garbage. I mean garbage disposal in United States. I mean I'm making good money, but it's just that it's a cycle over and over again. And I'm an artistic person. I love making arts, like making my music, shooting contents, and writing scripts, etc. So when I met Derek, I said to myself like I could, because there's 5% YouTube commission promised. So if I can grow his channel to maybe a million, maybe I can get that 5%
Ah,
more.
so he did
That's what
promise.
I'm holding on to that. Even though I didn't care about the basic pay because mm, it's
I
nothing
mean,
when I get the numbers up.
was he going to show you his numbers and
Yes,
money? And okay, did you get to see his stats?
yes,
Okay,
and
can I ask if you can confirm, there were rumors that the channel was in somebody else's name. Is it actually in his name?
it's in his name.
Okay, I have to ask if he showed his stats. So, okay.
Yeah, so actually when I got into the channel, I grew the revenue grew to 3 times. So I don't know why he's saying that I did not improve it, and from 35K I grew him to 40K. And I mean my editing is not perfect, but I'm doing everything, like I'm shooting for him, doing
So
the
you were
SEO stuff.
managing the channel then.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so yeah,
How long was you with him, did you say?
I was with him 3 months, and I bugged him at a very first. You should write me a contract now so I can sign it. But he said, yeah, I will. We'll do that. We'll do that. Until it came 3 months, he still didn't do it, and I'm so busy editing, and I'm thinking of him as like a friend. So,
Mm,
like for me, at first he was really cool. He's helping all these people, blah blah blah. But
what he does.
but by the time, I mean, time comes that his partner, I always talking about a lot of stuff about him, and I mean it's kind of making commotion in the house, because here's what she does. She's gonna talk bad to the to that person, like chismosa, like give that person a bad information about this person, and then they fight because of that rumors, so that
Oh,
house
you're
really
talking about
died.
Derek and I
And
was fighting?
no,
Somebody, go ahead.
basically she's making the people around her fight because of she's spreading rumors.
Uh,
All right.
So yeah.
No, Marites, yeah, that's what they say here. Yeah. Now, John. I understand that he promised you 5% and everything. How long did you work for him, and how much did he actually pay you? Did he pay as he promised? What did he
Did
actually
he?
do?
He did pay. I mean, he did promise me as well that all of the contributions that a normal Filipino employee should get, I should get too. That's what I asked him. That's why I asked him for the contract. So he promised me all the contribution benefits and all of the SSS, Phil Health, and including the tax, of course, because I'm legit. I'm supposed to be legitimately employed with him, not just like
Oh, not under the table.
not
Right.
under the table.
Well, did you ever get to see any of his? I mean, he mentioned the SEC, and based on his YouTube, which is what you were working with, that is an independent contractor. And by the BIR, he should have been him, not her, being the channel is in his name. He was to go down and get a business license, and he's supposed to fully register. There's supposed to be several parts to him having the channel here, and being he's living and working here, he needs all the above, including he needs a work permit for himself to be working, even as an independent contractor, where he's actually doing all this. But on top of that, with giving out money and collecting money and paying for people's colleges and giving this money away, that requires a DSWD permit. Did you ever see any of those, or did you ever question him, being you was managing and seeing the money come in on that or anything?
I actually don't know that that exists. If I didn't know until you mentioned it. I never questioned it.
His bike shop or any of that with their, even technically his YouTube, you would probably have seen some paperwork, some form of, like the bike shop should have, even if it's out of his house,
Well,
he should
a
Yes,
have.
normal business, guys, I'm gonna tell you right now. Normally, they have on average 7 pieces of paper framed and hung up on the wall because usually that's the average amount of paperwork you need just to start a business here.
Yeah.
Um,
But the giving away of money and all that, when that typhoon came through, a bunch of big vloggers got in trouble for that. And they've been watching him ever since. So him taking in the amount now, if the people are dropping stickers and he's getting $40 stickers, $50, and say help the girl, or some occasional PayPal wouldn't be a big deal. But as I'm to understand, Ken, and I don't know the name of the guy that was in the diaper that he, what I call exposed for profit and everything, those people that he was collecting money in big amounts, and that there were private, we received emails. You were attached to one with a gentleman named Tom that did come forward, and he's not hiding his name, so I will just say his name. um in a case like that where money's being sent specifically to help these people, then DSWD should have been involved in one way with him asking permission, because the law about collecting and giving out money to the homeless and giving away stuff here in the Philippines, it does require that. But for me, as I'm to understand, he's been promising these Filipino women for the most part. He seems to get the vulnerable girls, and then he gets them into a position, and then he's collecting money knowing he's going to make those profits. And that's something that's really, that's one of the things that's bothering me right now.
yeah. Um, John, since you actually between the three of us, you're the only ones being close to him. Um, what nationality is Q?
he's Vietnamese American. He said, but I've
Okay.
heard
So
his American passport is already expired, and somebody reached out to me. Um, one
have you
who knew him.
have you seen his American passport?
When we were in Manila, I was holding the Derek's documents, and I peeked to it. I shouldn't have, because I don't know what it is. I just put it directly in my bag, and when I checked it, it's his passport, and it's a Vietnamese passport, and that's the only passport I saw.
Vietnamese.
No. Here's the thing. Was it because of the color of the passport that made you think it was Vietnamese? Because I have an
No,
answer for that. It did say Vietnam on it.
it did.
Okay.
One second, I have to sidebar with George. Yeah. So what it is when he was on Alex Abroad yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
he said his full story, and it part of it is typed up. He said that he was born. Um, he was born. I thought he said he. Okay, there are two stories. One that he was either outright just born in China to both Chinese parents. Then I've heard it said from him he was born in Vietnam to Chinese parents. But something happened abroad in the United States in his time in Mexico, and they're saying when he left Mexico that he came into the Philippines on a forged passport. They're saying he's got an actual Mexican passport when he re-entered. So, but he's I just thought it was strange. I was telling George how he was going on. I mean, I guess that would still make him American. He spent some time, he said, here in the Philippines after they left Vietnam, and he was a refugee and then went on to Los Angeles. So I guess he's been over there for a while. I can still hear an accent and everything. And which is kind of side on the whole situation, but it was how he entered the country. And of course, other things have come out, through all these different people allegedly that is. But anyway, so I was just wondering if that's why you thought, because I believe the Mexican passport is reddish brown or something, isn't it? Or what color was it blue? I don't remember. Is it green?
I thought it was green.
Okay. So yeah, we knew that he was born, but I thought it was funny he was going on with his girlfriend about her adjusting to him being, American, and the things that he does. And I'm like, usually when you come from a Chinese family or from,
Yeah,
you're kind of raised
green.
in that
That's right.
manner. It is green.
It's
Okay.
Um,
green.
So,
there's something I want to say. A subscriber actually reached out to me. Um, he knows Derek, and he lived with Derek for 3 weeks, and because of all the mess that is going on in this house, he just left. And he told me that he actually he told me that Derek told him that he has a Mexican passport, but he's not a Mexican. He just paid someone there in Mexico to get that passport. So I don't
hold
know.
on, Tiger. Don't expose where he got it from, because that could put you in danger, my friend. So I get where he possibly got that. We lived there for a while and understand that's the real deal there. But it makes you wonder why, if all, something else in the mix of the rumoring of, it could be why he's not legitly licensed in any manner. And then I tried to put things together based on what people said, because if he's doing all this, there's no way he would get an SEC. He'd have
Thank
to
you. I
pass the
was I was
background
gonna
check. He's coming in as, and if
thank you.
he's
I was
got
building
an
up to that. Yes.
American passport and then he comes in here and he's been here so long, what type of visa could he even be on
He
right
can't
now?
even be on an investor visa because
Even
if
if he paid the money and he did all of that, then why isn't any of that paperwork present? And then the YouTube channel would be something totally different, and the DSWD permits. But no, I don't think any of it. So basically, it just seems like he's doing the Wild Wild West thing. He gets by with wherever he's actually at. And in the meanwhile, it sounds like he's doing people dirty. He's a Talk about what do they call that? Besides me calling you an insensitive prick, he's I don't know. He's about himself, is what's going down. It's But as I'm to understand, there are several alleged investors that are invested in the whole thing. He just keeps getting what's going on, Vivian Gibbon. I don't understand what's the problem. Evidently, Vivian, you don't know actually anything going on. It's another expat that's taking advantage as a YouTuber to take advantage of Filipinos like John here that was working for him. And he made a lot of promises, didn't follow through, made a lot of promises to a couple of these other young girls. And some of them he went, and his girlfriend has been picking them off of Facebook, and they're having relations and using them. And people say, oh well, there's no big deal about if they want to be freaky deaky, and I kind of agree with that. But when he's collecting large amounts of money and breaking all these rules and doing people dirty and making it like he's as pure as the driven snow, you're going to hear from Heidi about it, That's what's going on.
Right. And now, just real quick, again, in John's defense,
A
Tony
Tony.
Manny, hey Tony,
A Tony.
Hey Tony says, is this guy a disgruntled employee? Yes. However, he is actually very civil. He answers the questions correctly
Hey
and
Tony.
clearly. Now,
George, do you have any disgruntled employees?
anyway, now
What's up, John?
What? Nothing.
No, he's talking about disgruntled employee, meaning that you were angry. I don't know if you know what disgruntled means, but it just means an angry employee, mad at something that's happened. But I'm saying that
Well,
I'm always mad with George.
yeah.
And
Now,
I work
let me say,
free.
let me say something. If if a foreign national goes to your country and exploit your rights, I mean, exploit you as a Filipino, I mean, I don't know.
John,
That would
if you did that, I would be turning you over too.
I mean,
No, it'd be the same as if you went over there and did that to us Americans. It'd be like if you was picking women off of Facebook over there, bringing them in to do your YouTube, and you got them in there doing your music videos and everything, and then you were doing all that other stuff, not paying taxes, doing everything that we just discussed. It would be a problem. See what I mean? So he's over here doing it here where he knows at this point the women are really poor, and he already knew what he was doing when he took on all this charity stuff. So he's avoided, it seems to be, all the permits and everything else. And he had an opportunity. What did he do? He went back on Sunshine. He's ignored any of the stuff that's out there. And I get that it started with you, like putting information out and everything, but he's been on people's radars. He's been on our radar since he left the guy in his diaper and did all those interviews with Ken. We knew a crap load of money came in on Ken, and I get that they're saying he was difficult and it could have been this, and that, but he should have been able to wrap that boy up in Gucci clothing before he left based on the money that he was taking in on him. But yet it just seemed like that he just kept exposing and exposing. And he knew that. He knew it. So he knew what was going on. So that's the problem.
okay. So again, let me go back again. Is this guy a disgruntled employee? Now, the reason why I'm going back to this because this is pivotal. This is very important. Now, we're not talking about alleged here at this point because I'm not talking about the other stuff because your sexual preference again, whether you like boys, girls, whatever, as long as they're legal age, that's fine by me. However, business practice wise, okay, you're like, what are you talking about, George?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Think about it this way. Now, I know you guys don't understand because you have to put yourself in John's shoes. You have a 9 to 5 job, okay? You make, let's say, $30,000 a month, okay? And then this guy promised you the world. Hey,
right,
dude, work for me. You get this, you get 5%. I'll take care of you. I'll give you food. You live with me. I'll hook you up. I'll even get you a license. And guess what? He just pays you.
He used you up.
And keep in mind,
you being nice, John.
When you have a 9 to 5 job, you have your, for those of you in the West, no, or in America to be specific, you get your federal taxes taken out, you get your Social Security tax taken out because this goes into your retirement, your taxes, that kind of deal. Because in the end, if you pay your taxes, you get your Social Security. You don't pay your taxes, you don't get your Social Security, that kind of deal. Now, so John sacrificed his 9 to 5 job because he thought he was promised to get these benefits as well.
Well,
but
that and he liked
right.
what he was doing, but still.
So did John get paid? According to John, he said yes, he got paid. However, that's it. There's no back end to it. There's no GSIS. There's no SSS. There's none of those retirement benefits. There's no did he give you insurance, John?
Oh crap! No.
Right. See, that's what I'm trying to explain to the Westerners. They don't understand or they don't see that we have that here too. We do have taxes. We do have insurance if you work for a 9 to 5 company.
If he was and he was legit and everything else, once again, it tells me
Thank
there's
you.
something
Then
else
therefore,
shady. I mean,
you can talk about investor visas, SEC, whatever. Obviously, this does not exist because
Q is so shady He looks like the UN by himself of different shades. That's how shady he is. I don't know if it has anything to do with him being Chinese or Chinese or whatever's going on, but I thought he was a Chin Mex. I thought he was Chinese and Mexican. I just thought he was every sort of let me make a buck. So basically, he's trying to make that wetback, greenback, and peso off of every man's back, and I'm going to call him out on it. I doubt he comes on the show now. Sorry, John. I really wanted him
Now,
on today.
this is actually part of
Uh,
John's grind. It's in his on his content.
and hold on, guys. I'll
Um,
be opening up the
California
panel in a
Bear
little bit.
says, "Did John sign any application or contract, or just go by word?" That's
Can
for
I
you,
can
John.
I can I answer that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did not sign a contract, but it's illegal for you to employ someone here, make them work for you without a contract, without any agreement. That's a breach to labor law of the Philippines. FYI.
Yes, but others would say that you also agreed to start working, you lived with them and everything else. But I guess you didn't know that he wouldn't do something like that or he would actually turn. And it looks like he did. I'm sure, as I'm to understand from the dozen people I've spoke with in the last 3 days, is that he is quick to friend and give the smile, and then he's got a different back. So he's got two faces, is what they're saying. So, hmm.
With the things going on, I mean, I leave it to for the people to say. I mean, it's supposed to be just my case I put out there, but all of these girls coming out when they saw my video, so
Mm-hmm.
I can't blame them. Why are you gonna tell me off if they tell their side of story? I'm not paying them to actually tell those story.
Correct. Yep. No, that's what I said. That's why, it's not often anymore that we open up the panel. And like I said, if any of the girls, want to come on here and speak their mind where they feel they can and stuff, because I'm sure there's some out there that have not been paid. I'm sure there's some that he made promises. What is the deal with Jim Cell to get the whole story so you can explain to the people? So I need you to talk to us as if, because remember, you got 170 people in here watching that are staying on and watching this. Can you explain what he promised Jim Cell, and did he ever do anything besides hand her over the two amounts of money? Wasn't he supposed to fix her roof or something? Or
Correct. Um, what I heard, because Jim Cell was like a week over I started Derek, so I only edited her first video. I did not see her at first, and then when there's a couple of times that she came to the house. No, three times, and yeah, that's the only time I met her. I didn't really know her, so we don't talk. I don't really talk much to her, but when by the time that I posted my video online, she saw it and she messaged me wanting to talk about her statement, and I said like, "Hey, let's go. I mean, why not? Why not expose him?" And she said this is according to her. You can ask her that, but that time that this accusation happened, like she was called by I not and told that they're gonna make content there in Derek's house. Now she came there. I was editing Claire in the couch, watching TV, and then she come up. She went upstairs, and like after like 10 minutes, got down. No. So what she said is when she come up there, Derek is already like butt naked and saying, "Are you ready?" I mean, this is according to her. Maybe you guys can confirm it, but I don't know if I get in trouble by saying that. But this is from her words. I'm just taking it from her, and she said that at the eye, what is this? And she told me that whatever money they offered me, I just declined it. I don't like it. I don't look at them like that. I thought that they were like they were sane for Jimcell at first, but when she saw that, you can immediately see in her demeanor everything changed. All those two interviews we got, her last interviews, she's not herself when she goes to Derek, because Derek always asks her to come here because we need to have an update. So she has to come and they give her money, but she said that she was never touched by Derek and I.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
Interesting. We have somebody in here, it seems to be third party. He said John was not privy to any of Derek's details, and he wasn't part of the business as he was just a subcontractor. So that's just some. I'm assuming somebody making that statement sounds like somebody.
Well, you don't have to be privy to the business to know that there's things that don't add up.
No, there's no. The fact he said that he handled all the business and he went through the SEC and
If
all
you went
this
through
and
the
that.
FTC, you're not going to operate through your house. Just saying. That is
I
something
mean,
you can, but that's really freaking weird.
uh,
That's like a that's like Caterpillar, the heavy machinery people operating off their house.
yeah, there's a
To go
lot.
through the SEC, you have to have big bucks.
Well, here's the thing. I went there and I looked up what he's named his bike business, and Nothing Q Adventure or his name comes up under the SEC. You can look up businesses. There
Right.
is no corporation, and
it's under his wife's. I mean, it's under I's name, I believe.
uh, the business itself, all the taxes and stuff.
I
So,
believe,
which
yes.
by itself is a problem. That means he's still working. He can't say that he's not working. He's still working as a YouTuber. He's still working in the bike shop. He's still working, period. So there's
Okay,
nothing.
now some of you would be like, okay, now I'm not splitting hairs here. I'm
Just
again.
a discussion. This is all a
Well,
discussion. This
this
isn't a
is
conviction. This isn't a just like him covering his people. We've been
anybody new
covering.
to the channel.
They know our channel. We shouldn't
Well,
even have to explain what's
well,
up.
I do. Again, not everybody here's always been with us. That's why I said to those new to the channel, just so you guys know, I'm as a matter of fact guy. Again, what I'm getting at is when I say something, it has nothing to do with me. It's, for example, like what I'm about to say. It's not me. I don't make the laws, but by law, you can't have a business under your wife's name unless she's actually the one who
There's a
runs the
law
business.
about that. Even having it under your
Correct.
girlfriend's name, that's enough to have them
Correct. It's
deported.
called an anti-dummy law.
Correct,
You're
which
not
is a law.
allowed to do that unless she actually owns the business.
And this is also for you guys not to do the same thing. So this whole discussion, there's so many things as an expat coming here that you shouldn't be doing. That's what we're discussing. I see where LG comes in. He likes to go into those channels and he
And
said something about us, and I know it's a
right,
joke or whatever, but I mean, it's also about what we've told you guys not to do. You can't actually do that. Are there a bunch of them doing it? Yes, of
correct.
course.
And that goes
But they don't
against
open a YouTube channel and
that
show the world.
right. And that goes against again
Selling his channel on another channel.
another contradiction with if he has an investor visa, then that doesn't make sense that he has it under his wife's name. Do you guys
Girlfriend.
understand?
It's
Or girlfriend. Point being is you don't go through all that legal trouble in financing. That's a lot of money involved.
if you're up and up. He
Correct.
should have just had it in his name and
Correct. You're again like Caterpillar again, the guy, the CEO, like hands it over to his wife and then it's registered in her name. It doesn't make sense. And it's not legal.
it doesn't make any sense why they're getting some of their employees or people or interviews or camera holders off of dating sites. They're trying to get him pretty young and vulnerable. Why aren't you getting them
Well,
legitly?
I mean,
At least be like these bars down here that are hiring here in Walking Street where they put all the qualifications. Hey, you're over 20, you're old.
why
Next.
not? You can have what? There's nothing wrong with getting a camera woman. You can have. Why not have both? Have a camera woman. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, John, say that word. All right. I want you both to say it at the same time. Say it. You guys sound like a bunch of chickens here.
All right. No. Okay. Well, that part I don't really completely disagree, although it's kind of weird and inappropriate in my opinion. But inappropriate does not mean illegal though.
here's my
Inappropriate does not necessarily mean illegal.
no, that's what we're saying. So if he's sucking toes with his employees or doing these things or all the affairs or whatever's going on or they like to be freaky deaky, that's not what's on trial right now. It's how he was treating, the employees, the issues, the not following the expat rules and YouTube rules and business rules and getting around every which way this man goes. It looks like he's not doing any of the above, and I don't think there's even a way to even mend that.
I think we can do that. It's like, welcome to G's channel, or a little higher, kid. Yeah, there you
Oh, now you're awake?
go. Why not have both?
Couldn't you have been awake when
I'm
we
gonna start
started this?
G's channel, where the camera women
You
are
had
folks too,
you had
and
one
then I
chance.
can feature them too. Ooh, check her out.
Well, believe me,
Here's her Viber.
I'm still thinking about beef jerky.
The only point that I'm putting him out is to stop him, because I don't want any Filipino or Filipinas to be exploited. And I mean, how many more would you guys like to be exploited? Like, I don't understand why, how people can sleep supporting him. You know, how can you sleep at night supporting him? Like, you guys are
Or the
not.
guys, that, sent the money to give away. It's, take away the fact that he's breaking Philippine rules and some of the things, I don't even know how YouTube hasn't caught him on things personally for some of the stuff that he's put on. He's getting through so many different hoops. But let's just put back to the fact that yes, it's the Filipinas that he's exposing for his own profit is also a very, I don't mind exposing another expat for a few bucks, but it's they put themselves out there. But the fact that he went on Sunshine Shoulders channel to sell his bike shop and he's been avoiding like the whole round of, it's just not, you guys think this is the only guy making accusations? We've received 24 people contacting us. It's been like nonstop people that just know that I can't keep my lips buttoned, so that's fine. But it's like several of these other channels, and this isn't new. Like over the last 10 years, there's been a slew of vloggers that have put their so much stuff out there, and then they put all their illegal activity out there and all the stuff they're doing here and doing there. And like nobody was watching, and the whole time, and then these, there's so much to
All right, now,
mm, mm, mm.
John, this is for you because these are valid questions. LG says he worked 3 months and didn't care of getting exploited, but
Hey.
now he comes out. Now he cares because he's out. So what he means is, did you leave on your own, or did what happened? Why aren't you
Yeah,
working for him anymore?
why aren't you working there for him?
You know, here's the
I mean,
funny
did
thing,
he stink
because
or was he drinking and drunk all the time? Was he, okay, I have to ask.
so we when we came back to Manila, he didn't like me anymore because of my boldness. So I'm thinking that he's just looking for something to like kick me away, because the bike was never an issue ever before. Like, I can just drive the bike fine, but why did this just happen at that time? Because I always drive my own, even though I only have student's permit. I drive my own when we shoot content. So what's the big fuss when I drive if I took the bike to fetch Claire? So he was mad about that, and he kicked me out unreasonably. So I don't know what's going on with you guys, but I'm telling him that this is wrong, and I want him to follow.
I
I
mean,
want him.
did you say this was after the Manila trip recently or when it was? Okay, did something happen there? I know there's some things you're unwilling to say. Did anything unusually happen there possibly? Did you
Um,
find out about anything else that he did, or he thought maybe you knew? Did he think that you were messing with his girlfriend? Did he try to come on to your wife? I mean, there had to be something possibly that you can even think of outside. I mean, I get your focus. I'm trying to pick your brain here because usually, there could be an outside reason that he could be. I mean, you think it's because of the driver's license thing, or maybe you knew too much information, maybe you were questioning him, maybe he likes to move on with other people, but can you think of any other thing, any reason?
I don't know. I mean, I also asked him when we had the meeting at that time. We kicked me out. I was also asking him, questioning him about the driver's license and all the stuff that isn't paid off, like my SSS, PhilHealth, Pag-ibig, and he just snapped and kicked me out. You know, you have 1 hour to get out of this house. Like, so rude. Like, who does that to their employee? And
Yeah. Someone
he
said here
just
they were wondering why AI's niece had left and went back to the province.
Well, I
So
sneeze. I can answer. I sneeze had enough. I I sneeze cat. Apparently, there's two sisters. Cat and cat. They they messaged me like 2 days ago, and told me about those minors. I don't know. I don't want to talk about it, but I'm gonna have an interview with her today, and I'm gonna edit it. So probably it's gonna be already in after 2 days. So she's gonna say a big revelation there about the two minors, and she's gonna get the full details for you.
So
And I'm not.
there's more to it that people, aren't aware of things that he's been doing. So it's a lot of people think it's just down to you being, upset over, not working there and a money thing and the taxes and the SS and all that. But Derek's got a slew of issues going on and he's been displaying them in front of everybody. There's something going on. I'm opening up the panel. We have somebody in here that's kind of like wound up about. They've asked us 3 times for the link, so I don't know. Um,
Yeah. Just real
one
quick.
second here, real quick. Mm, So we usually open up the panel to members only, long-term people, or the guests that we ask. If you guys have been around, you know how it actually works. You guys can thank 1 or 2 people for why we actually do it this way. Today we will make the exception, but if you come on, we need video. We are not those other live streams where you're going to be able to just, if your voice comes on and it's AI, or if you try to use just a photo, then we will not let you on.
Yeah. Now,
And
now,
there and Paul, we're not going to let you on unless you do all the above.
now,
Just saying that. There you
now,
go.
LG. Just real quick, and for those of you who are wondering, because some of you came in late. So it's okay to exploit when he was still working for him, but it's not okay now. That's not what happened. What John's issue is with John's issue. In his own words, he actually said that. However, what happened is after he left, he vlogged about what happened to him, and since he vlogged that,
And other girls are
other
coming
girls
forward.
are now contacting him. John,
And
yeah,
and I really and no offense to you, John, I congratulate you and put you up there for coming forward on these expats. With my husband being a Filipino and the way they come down on me that I'm just a whiner about other expats, people should be doing this. Nobody's, when it comes to our channel, it's been organic all the way. Okay. And in a case like this, people are just seeing that there's one side to Derek. There's a bunch of things that he's been doing. So now he's looking like some innocent vlogger that's a humanitarian, and he's getting money based on that and trying to perceive that to other people that he's an angel when he's doing a lot of different things. Like I said, the having multiple women with his girlfriend and doing all these side things that he's doing, then that's part of the problem, but it's who he's exposing. Is age a problem? Is what he's done to them as a problem? Is there the business side and the licensing and the visas and the man's got 101 things going on, and that's why I said there's so many different shades. But for you, what he's done also should not be. people shouldn't be passive on that. So of course, I want you to understand your channel. You're going to get trolls. You're going to get people that are going to down you. They're going to want to pick at you. They're going to go through and try to say, "Oh, you're just mad." And we've been watching you. We know they are. They do it to us. We'll hear 100 people say the same about us. And so in a case like that, people just don't realize there's so many different things going on. So where's that
Yeah, I
one?
mean, I can't. I mean, it's not new for me because I've been in the creative media space for quite a while, and we get those. But thank you for watching.
Yeah. All right, we're going to bring on Paul here. Like I said, there were one or two other people that did say they wanted to appear today, and this might just be a random person that might have some information or just come and say hi.
Yeah, and as Tony Manning says, no cussing either.
Oh, Tony said, "You Tony." Hey, how you
Good
doing,
evening,
Paul?
everybody.
Hi.
No cussing. Thank you for telling me that right from the jump.
Yeah, well, it's only because one, we get a whole $10 for the video to begin with, but then we have to fight YouTube over it. We do have YouTube managers that do watch. We're one of the very few, or the only one in the circle that has a manager, and then on top of that, it just messes with that, and it's just the best you can. I say a few words every now and then, but it's but yeah, it's okay to
Yeah,
some
if it
extent. We
slips
just had a
out,
few,
that's one thing. Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, no, if it slips, it happens, but just not constant, flagrant cursing. Well, what are we talking about today? I just heard a couple stories here about, I guess, people trolling, doxing, just being disrespectful for no reason. Um, Folks that don't show their faces and don't say their names, I kind of don't have as much respect for that when they're willing to. Is someone's baby in the background?
Yeah,
Is that
it's
yours,
upstairs.
John?
It's
Put a
upstairs.
muzzle on that kid.
No, don't put a mug on. Put a mug on.
Put a muzzle on him. Oh, by the
Oh
way,
heaven.
John, how many kids do you have, John?
I have 3.
9?
No, God
4?
forbid.
27, man.
4.
Come on.
Coming
You got
4.
Low numbers.
3 and 1 on the way, right? Or do you have 4 and
Yeah,
1 on the way?
right.
How old are you now?
29.
He got you beat with your 8.
I was gonna say
Right.
he looked young. He has a very just happy go lucky young face, man.
I mean,
You
I
look
am.
great, dude.
Somebody asked about
Thank
you
you.
the other day. They actually said that they thought that you were, when I said that we were together for 6 years, they actually asked about the calculation of how that could have even been. I was like, he's not that young. So, but yeah, George just turned 50.
All right. Well,
The
hey,
Asian people. Yeah,
congratulations
so
on your
That's
kids,
that's the
brother.
Asian genes for you.
There you go.
right.
Right.
And then like I'm 3 years older than him and I just look 65 and it's like, yeah, white does crack people. I'm going to tell you that right now. So it's not like where, the
And
darker
I
the
see.
let's not get too funny with the white don't crack or cracks, because the only reason black don't crack is because of that oil of Vaseline they dip into. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I'm just being funny.
stop.
I'm chill. It's all good. I'm just being funny.
No, just today's topic had come up in regards to we have vloggers that are here, specifically Q's Adventure, that's running businesses, selling them in front of people here lately, here messing with one of the ex-employees. He's been around about, he wants to be in front of people, collect money for people, talk about his business, avoids talking about it, but yet he's a very open vlogger. And so there's people that just come on our radar, and it's what we cover besides expat help. And this guy just seems to be like, there's so many different shades to the story. So
Yeah.
1 second
So you're
here.
saying he's out there breaking knees to get that collection money? I'm joking. Oh my heaven. I'm kidding.
So yeah.
Yeah. Now,
So we're just going to go through some of the comments
White
here.
Samurai says, now I get this question, I understand, but to a Filipino, it's really a no brainer for us. How does a guy with 4 kids and move in with another man just for free rent? Now,
George did that.
John, would you like to answer that one?
I mean, why did he offer it to me in the first place? Come on, like
He's like, I like
what
this
is that?
guy.
Is that
He's like,
even a
hey, somebody
question? Like,
offered.
give me
He's
give me
young. You
somebody
know what I
else,
mean?
George. Like something that would make sense. I don't think this guy is listening.
Yeah. Now, for those of you again who don't
Young means you do a
understand the
lot of stupid
situation,
stuff, and
he John didn't really go there to live. That's what he meant by he
yeah,
offered.
he's. Hmm.
Now, for those of you who have worked with camera crews or anything like that, you're actually mostly not never
Oh,
at
my
home.
teddy bear.
You're mostly never at home. And
Yeah,
to be honest with you, with Filipinos, it's a normal thing. We have OFWs, they don't come home only like 2 weeks in a year. That's when they see their families. And I'm not joking.
exactly.
So what I'm saying is
And that's
honestly,
not everybody, right? That's just those in that
right,
field.
that's yeah, some of us,
Yeah.
Okay.
right. So
I
yeah,
was
to
like, dude,
Filipinos, it's a no
every
brainer.
Filipino ain't home for a year. I was like, that's
Yeah, no,
crazy.
this is very normal, unfortunately. Yeah, and John again, he's within driving distance from his family, so it's the only thing that kind of for
Because you
those
said there was a distance, right?
right. That's the thing. Like he doesn't have to commute, and most of the time you want a cameraman literally. Hey,
Was
get
Yeah,
your
real
camera, grab
quick,
your camera. That kind
was
of
you
deal.
doing camera stuff too, or was you just the editor and the manager? Because I was going to ask why you
No,
didn't do that remotely then, because those jobs can be done remotely.
no,
So
he was
Exactly, Heidi. Let me answer that. At first, he was just paying me like for my side. I mean, side. He was just my side job basically. I have my job at night, and then I can edit for him. But he requested to me to be his cameraman because one time, I asked him if we can like I can shoot for him, and if you want to see how would I handle the camera, and basically it went so good that he wanted me to join him at home. So basically, I was kind of hesitant at first because I'm being paid more to my current job. But when he said that he's gonna give me 5% of YouTube, then I thought that if I could make him millions in YouTube, then yeah, there it goes for me. The 5% could be bigger than 15,000 per month. So I didn't think about the basic pay and just work on his YouTube.
let's see. I'd still put this up 1 second. John, I subscribe to your channel and you are a likable person. My question to John is once you are done with Q, are you going to have to create you are going to have to create a content. It can't be all about Derek. And I'm sure you're aware of it and you know people would say it. It's kind of
Yeah,
like us. And I'm just going to be honest. I also wanted to address on the same thing before I address this. It says from the Filipino P, it says, Heidi, you're doing a service by exposing these corrupt YouTube bloggers. And really, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm sure that's him. He's just letting people know what's going on. It is more of a service and a forum. It's the content that we're currently doing, it's what he's doing. And then he's going to move on to the next project when he's ready, but at least he's doing it, like on his channel, his time and all of that situation, and you'll probably move on to whatever's what we call the flavor of the week. Could be
exactly.
you on vacation until you find your niche and stuff. And
The
for
the
us,
exactly. At
I
first, I
mean,
mean, I just really want to share, but since it's growing, now I can
sure,
already have an avenue to actually share something else. I'm a multimedia creator and I have infinite possibilities that I could make.
sure.
So don't worry, guys. After I'm done with Derek, it's gonna be a different arc, and I'll make it interesting and I'll make sure to deliver it to you.
Yeah, because it's funny. It's okay for Derek to do it, like all the things that he's doing. It's kind of always weird when we say something or do something, and it's like, but it's not okay for like you or us, but it's okay for all the other guys. And that's something I've competed with and dealt with as being a American female expat here, okay, that's in the retirement age, that all these other guys, it's been, it's okay for them to do it, but the moment it comes into my realm, then people are picking, and I had to get over that a long time ago. And so in the game, of course, you're going to hear a lot of things from people, and you just have to keep at it, John. As far as the channel, there's going to be, like all types. I would just start. We're going to start going through the comments, guys. There is a link in here in the actual.
Now, LG's asking, what's the nationality of Q? Now, first off, originally, according to him, he's from Vietnam, from
You gotta
Chinese
go get me
parents.
going
Okay.
on that.
Now he claims to be American, which is fine.
I got a problem with that. I mean, you guys, we can get into a whole discussion on that.
Now, as an American, he still holds his Vietnamese passport, so that tells you that he's either dual
The boy is
or.
Chinese. I mean, the boy is Chinese.
What?
He's so
Well, the question
Chinese
is not
that
nationality, not his genealogy.
I just think it's
But anyway.
weird how it's I'm an American that blah 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 from the age of 37. He's a refugee. He's so refugee. He's like the refugees themselves and stuff situation. But it's the problem. The problem I have is I get generational born and all that Filipinos that are whatever, but at the end of the day you're still Filipinos. I get the country you're being born in. So now my niece that was born in Germany, then you're all just going to say, hey, she's German or whatever, but she is actually, American. I get we got some lineage of different places, but Q is Chinese. That's what I said. I said that in the last lecture. I said he looks Chinese. I said, but we keep hearing that, and this was before these other people came forward and said his passport that he entered on was something totally different, or they've been changed, or there's something going on with his entries and whatever. But who knows if even that's real? It's a discussion, but I do know he looks Chinese, and I know that he is. But him going on that he's American, and this thing with his girlfriend about her adjusting to him being American, he's Chinese. I bet you a lot of the things he does is just Chinese attitude. I mean, come on. The boy's Chinese. I'm just going to call a spade today. Hey, John.
There's something I want to ask the people. Like, if Q is really real in his intention to those people that he gives help to. I'm asking, why is he stopping the help if something is disagreed with him, like if somebody refused to have threesome? Why?
That's another thing. So now, was you the one that brought? Her name's Jimcell, right? Was you the one that brought her in, and that's why he's cutting her off, or he's just stopped helping people altogether, just based on like he just stopped wanting to help people, maybe? So, but it wasn't you guys aren't like, I have to ask, you're not cousins, or there's no link to you guys whatsoever. So just because so he just stopped. We did hear people say that he stopped helping people all of a sudden, like he just dropped out of whatever. But it's hard saying that. Yeah, so why would he stop based on, maybe he just stopped, maybe he's on the mend over other things. I've heard about 3 or 4 things going on with him. Maybe the government caught up on him on his taxes, or they caught his YouTube channel, or could be stuff going on in the US over his current possible taxes issues, or his immigration statuses, or there could be a bunch of things why, because ever since, what's it been, about a month since you posted your first video? How long has it been? About a month? Okay.
Yeah, about a
I
month.
don't even know how I keep all this stuff in my head. So it's been almost a month since you started that. I get that he may not respond. I mean, there's a dozen accusations made about us a week. We don't address them unless we really have to. Then he goes around recently to go to 2 other big vloggers' channels to actually just talk about selling his business. It looks like he's on his way out, is what he's trying to do. He's trying to bust a move based on some reasoning. So it looks like he's trying to get all of his ducks in a row. but yet he hasn't. I don't think he's really produced any content recently, has he? Besides
No,
appearing on people's channel 10, 11 days ago.
no, the last content that he uploaded, the long form video, is my edit. So after that, nothing. And I don't think the Leah and Blair is gonna upload that video that I edited for them because of this whole mess right now. Because he had an interview with Leah and Blair in back when we went to Manila, and they were he, Blair is supposed to what you call this, promote Q's channel, but I don't think so. If he's gonna do that now.
So basically, you're saying he slowed down on vlogging because he doesn't have an editor.
I mean, who knows? I don't think.
Right.
I mean, back then, it's always 72 hours. After 72 hours, we upload things. But right now, he's zero after a month, and he's saying he's busy and all that stuff.
Yeah. And that would bring me around to you did mention that you had him served with basic papers to discuss the matter.
Oh yeah, how did that
Exactly.
go?
Um, he did answer to the demand letter, so on the 21st, I already have my schedule in National Labor Commission to file that claim, and there's four violation that has been violated there for
There's a lot
the
more violations.
but I didn't talk to an attorney yet for labor attorney, so we might get more, but according to what I have, that's four statutes that he violated.
Yeah, and here's what you're up against. So just in case, and I'm just gonna like spew what's in my head right now. If any of the business is in her name, they're going to go after the wrong person. Whether he brought you in or not, sounds like he could be hiding everything in her name. Other people overseas, he could be not registered at all. So basically, do you feel like you might be chasing a ghost in one form or another?
Um,
Because it's probably in her name, so you're probably not even serving the right person that should be. I mean, it could be true, correct? I mean, if he's going through the board and then did you list him in all the paperwork?
yes, if you search my name, his videos comes up because my name is there in all of his videos, and he acknowledged me in public that I'm his employee. So that's a solid evidence. I don't know with you guys.
Right. It's solid evidence, but when it comes down to legalities, him mentioning, I mean, George can say, and people can say that I'm George's employee and blah, 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 but there has to be some sort of paper form. Like my social security is not on this YouTube channel. So people's tried to stick it to me that I'm not supposed to be doing this, and that. And then I proclaim to work with George, and even though husband and wife, but when it gets down to brass tacks, the channel is in his name, his social security number. If the paycheck goes into his bank account, I can work for free all I want. So him stating he's hired you will not probably be enough unless he's attached to some real documents, right?
Yeah, parang dinedemanda mo yung maling tao. Kasi sa papel, hindi si Q ang yung employer mo.
But I don't think that's gonna,
Going
if
after another
if he's
Filipino.
gonna put that in his defense that I'm working for the bike business. I'm not working for the bike rental business. The company is Q Adventure Bike Rental, but the channel is not bike rental. It's not two
Okay,
separate things.
okay, so there you go. There you go. So
He
I,
the
I
still has
read that.
to be registered. The
he's
that
not registered. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, he's not registered. His
Right.
YouTube's not
So
registered.
even if we're just talking about that,
His
that's
no, his
still
YouTube's not
okay.
registered.
So
I already
even if we're not talking about that, and then we're talking about that channel, then the same thing would apply. He hasn't applied for anything inside the Philippines. He could just be trying to pay all of his taxes back in the US.
no, it would stick because he's first off he's an expat operating without alleged because again we really don't know,
Mhm.
but from my observation, just saying this
Well,
is the kind of guy
well, how do
who would
we?
take shortcuts, meaning this is the kind of He's not gonna register his YouTube channel. He's not gonna have a DTI. He's not gonna have a tax ID.
And you're sure that he does have that in his name? Because someone said it was another businessman or his son in the United States he registered it to.
The what?
The channel.
The channel? I believe it's his name.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, no, there's not going to be paperwork. But as a foreigner, they'll investigate it. That's for sure, and they'll look it up.
There's like a static feedback on your mic.
They're barely enforcing that on their own people, let alone to go through Google and say, hey, okay, he does own the channel, and then yes, he promised employment.
Yeah, but there's a difference when there's a case against you. Like I said,
I mean,
like
it's
guys,
going to
like
be
I said,
a deep well on
the
this
thing is,
one.
guys, again, I don't make the rules. I'm not the law. I'm not the Philippines. Again, to operate a YouTube channel, you need to be licensed. You need to have all of this and everything, whatever.
And
but
you're considered employed.
Point is, is it legal? Yeah, it's legal as long as you're not
there's
caught.
always a way around the system and says that he works for, paying his taxes in the United States.
When you get investigated, that's different.
Yeah, you're hiring employees in another country and all that. So yeah, I didn't, but
yeah, it's like driving around without your license. You're fine until you get pulled over.
And then he put it on air, right? So then he's got it.
So now, since John, put a case against him, now they're going to investigate him. Now, what the outcome of that investigation, I don't know.
But I doubt they go all into. I mean, unless somebody in that office is going to. I think it'll be limited. I mean, I wish all the best on that. But remember, just getting a hold of them doesn't mean they're going to go into his immigration and start messing with things down the road to get. I'm trying to figure out what the outcome.
Well, that's up to John's lawyer.
Your mic, Heidi, it has some sort of.
Has what?
Static.
Oh, maybe it was my hair. Is that better? Is that better?
Oh. It's probably the
oh yeah, no. Oh no, it's the fan. It's the fan. Turn it off.
Is that better?
Yes.
There's a little fan.
Yeah, I have a little fan here.
Yeah, she has a little fan. It sounds like static. Oh no.
Now you know that ain't happening. Not you.
Yeah, different John. Oh my god. Anyway.
We just said that, John. And what makes you think in a million years that I would let you come on?
Hey, Kuya John, how you doing, man?
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I actually thought about it, but you not showing your face isn't going to help, and I doubt you can keep it buttoned up more than a few minutes. So if you bring your face on and you behave, then
John, hey. John, we don't have a problem with you really, as long as you
bygones
be
bygones. Even with all the crap that you said and tried to do and tried to create a channel and all that, show your face. Show your face.
I mean, I just really showed up here because Heidi called me a team editor. I'm just kidding.
Oh wait a minute, that's somebody totally different.
Wait, who's that?
Oh no, that's somebody different.
That's Kuya John. That's actually a Kuya John.
Hey, Kuya John, you still have to bring your face on.
Well, yeah, you still have to turn it on.
Unless, we thought it was somebody else.
Unless it's not. It's just somebody in the room. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, it could be. That's right.
I think it's just somebody in the room.
Yeah, you would have to bring yourself on and stay on there.
Cheat Man, hello. Heidi and George and Roomies. Slick Rick says, good morning, Heidi and George from San Francisco. Hey, Victoria, how you doing? Good morning, Heidi and George.
Hey, Dallas.
And Philippine Antics.
And there's Scott.
Hey, Dallas. Good morning.
Scott
and Isa's world. Good morning, and George. Heidi.
Scott's going to pay for my lunch today. We're going to go out to eat today, and I'm going to order the most expensive stuff and put it on his bill. I'm going to say that's on him. So.
Right? I can have some Chivas Regal. That's good stuff.
The good stuff.
Okay.
Tony.
Okay, fine. I'll just get old granddad, guys. Okay. Anyway, that's some turpentine right there.
You can just get some Emperador.
Yeah. Emperador, Alfonso. Alfonso is better.
Hey, that's the one thing. There's some cheap alcohol here, but I do miss when we were in Mexico, all the tequila and stuff. We used to get the flavored tequilas and all of that. So.
Sarah and hello, Heidi and George.
is going on?
Tony Manning Tone says, I'm glad I don't have a YouTube channel. Chosen
We've
One
said
says
that,
he's
guys.
an entrepreneur. No, he is. He is. I'll give him that. He opens up a business after
But
one after another.
okay,
Yes.
no, here's my deal. Entrepreneur, or I can add some other words that would fall into a form of problems if I listed what he really is. Is he really what he is he called himself a serial entrepreneur? It doesn't mean that he keeps the businesses going or he's flowing his own money. No, he just gets all these investors, comes up with some ideals, and he's a serial entrepreneur for sure. That is for sure.
Yeah. Now, Randy, just real
That's
quick.
true.
I'm not gonna read the first one because again, it's really not about that. You're missing the point. Doesn't our own now? Here's this is a weird thing. Doesn't our own government in the USA take advantage of us? And other governments around the world take advantage of their people through corruption. Now, does that give you the right to take advantage of other people? No.
Shouldn't be done at all.
It doesn't mean that somebody's mean to you gives you the right to be mean to other people. That doesn't make sense.
And there's just not one thing going on. Let's just take if it was just John, but then take the girls and collecting money and not giving it, not doing any of his taxes all the way around, whether it's back in the US, whether it's here, whether it's having a visa or having his work permit or putting stuff in his girlfriend's name. It's like a dozen things that he's not doing. And it's things that expats don't want to do when they get here. But then again, I hate to say it, and I'm just going to say it because it's what I do. It's showing people that it's okay to do that. That's what it's really showing.
Right.
It's showing everybody this is how the actual vlogger, male vloggers especially, are just going through and doing things and taking advantage and getting ahead and climbing on people's backs. That's what I see. I see somebody climbing on somebody's back. That's what I see.
Yeah.
And I'm John, I'm just gonna say it. He's climbing on somebody's back, man. It's like leapfrog here. It's like Frogger.
That doesn't sound right, but
Well, that's
I
probably
mean,
what he really was doing in that hotel room.
at the end of the day, for me, I just want him to be stopped because if it's not me stopping him right now, I mean, how many more will be violated and how many more will be exploited? I didn't know that he's breaking the law of getting donations for these kids without DSWD's
Correct. Yeah.
knowledge.
And
So
and all of these things, John, would have to be applied. What I'm saying is the in order to attack all sides of it, multiple sides would have to go after him. As far as DSWD and immigration, and he's got so many different things that could be a violation if it was proven that he's actually showing on air by himself. It's just kind of crazy,
right.
you know.
And those of you wondering why,
But
what? Yeah.
it could be, like I said, this could be his weak link at this point. And I don't mean you isn't being weak. What I'm saying is it could be the smallest part of his issues. I'm not saying your problem is small. What I'm saying is some of the other violations alone could have gotten him taken out. And he was not very smart when it came to doing what he did to you. And you're going to stick by your, guns, and you're going to, so I still congratulate you. A lot of people are like, oh, well, Heidi just hates Q because he got a bunch of money. No, I don't like creeps like that. I don't like when they do things. Hey on that. You didn't mind when I called other people creeps. So, but anyways,
something's wrong with the mic. I think it's the wire. Something is touching the wire. I don't know if it's me or everybody can hear it.
yeah. Can anybody else hear the wires?
Yeah. Tony Manning says, yeah, like I was saying, now there's a reason why it's illegal to operate without a license or certification from the DSWD. Because again, like as Tony Manning says, everybody just give me money so I can help myself. Exactly. The reason why you can't just ask for donations because it's prone to abuse. You can just
And
ask,
that's why there are
hey,
laws. A lot of
here's
laws here.
Janet. She has cancer. We're collecting money for her. And then you just pocket the money. That's why you can't collect money from people for donations
I do.
without
I try.
proper certifications.
That's why I have been. I always talk about collecting for George's funeral funds. Now that's a real deal, and I can do that
Well, that's
one
different.
thing.
without a permit.
One thing, good thing that you brought that up. I have a subscriber from Q Adventure subscriber came to me and reached out to me, and he gave me all of this PayPal transaction from him that he gave a total of $1,120 for Jim Cell to get the
Hey,
home
hey,
improvement.
John. Hey, John. I was on that. I was copied on that. Yeah, I
Sorry,
seen it. We were gonna. I have that to present. For some reason, the weirdest part is I tried to upload that 3 times today, and it did not. What?
but yeah, so
Yeah.
Tom
So
sent you that as well. But yeah, I just want to
yeah.
share it that the there's like whole transaction of PayPal, and that's mostly like 50,000 pesos for home improvement for Jim Cell. Only gave Jim Cell like 13 or 15,000, and Tom is actually waiting for the home improvement. He wants to see Jim Cell's house to be improved.
No, this is legit, guys. There's a guy that he keeps talking about named Tom, and he reached out to me. Besides that email that he attached you to, we had been talking, and he said, I know that he's in Germany, and I know he said with the time frame he had talked about coming on here, and he said that, yeah, and he did show the receipts. The receipts are there. Legitly, he's been sending a lot of money to Derek. And so, where's the money? So, you guys think it's if there's anything else that's sickening over the whole thing that we have 100% for facts, is there is another party that's been sending him money and he's proved it. And I don't know how he can even deny that part of it. So, I'm glad you mentioned that. That's what I was telling you. I was trying to
Well,
upload
yeah,
the
I mean, remember,
receipts.
guys, if you send somebody money and they're gonna say, "Oh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this," you're waiting on their vlog to say, "Okay, when is it gonna happen? Did it happen yet? Did it happen yet?"
And he got paid for doing each one of those videos based on doing the interviews. So he led her on to come in to do these interviews. And you said he made her come to him, right? Um, on, on Jim Zell. Did he go to do the interview or he brought her to the house to do the interview?
He brought her. He brought her. Derek, you mean? Derek
Yes.
brought her to the
Brought
house.
Jim
Yeah.
Zell. Okay.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is he made money off of that plus the money that people sent. I'm sure that Tom, he's not the only person that gave him money. So these guys tend to send money in large amounts over these girls and these stories. That's why he's chosen women over guys. Not only do they feel more sorry for him, but they think they got a chance with him, but he uses the most vulnerable people to bring in the highest numbers. So he's getting paid like 3 times over. And if he's not investing the money back in her, 5,000 is not okay. Giving her 5,000 pesos is not, compared to what this guy gave him or others has given him, is really peanuts compared to the amount of money he's really collecting. He probably made that just on the video or more. And I get that he's trying to make money for himself and everything. So
Michael Alexander says YouTube is a business. Correct. That's why you have to have all the proper certifications. Um, Ren. Okay, this is probably going to be the last time I'm going to read one of your comments because these are weird statements. But then that's your choice. You do a business, see how you see fit. Let others do business how they see fit. Everybody's going to do things above board. Not everybody's, the same. Okay, again, it's not a question of how you do business. The question is how you do a legitimate business. There's a difference between the two. If you're not running a legitimate business, technically it's not legitimate. That's the discussion here. Is again, not everything is on the up and up. That doesn't give me the right. If I had, like, say, a laundromat and I hire these women and they have these 9 to 5 jobs and they get, full benefits, and I said, "Oh, you work for me, I'll give you benefits," and then they work for me and I don't give them benefits, that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? And illegal.
yeah,
Um,
Donald further down said, "Why hasn't Derek come forward to defend himself? If I was accused of something like that and it wasn't really true, I would just be in your face immediately." Sometimes when people get immediate and defensive, it's a sign that they're not telling the truth also. But I can tell you, I've seen the receipts alone just giving out the money to be given to the girl, even if he doesn't have the DSWD permits or the taxes, and forget all the other stuff and the hotel girls in the rooms and all the freaky stuff and liking the younger girls and all these weird things that are going on is nothing compared to taking in money and then not giving it to the girls and using them and exposing them. That itself by itself is evident that there's something going on, especially when people are providing the receipts. So, full circle, I'm trying to make confirmation. I don't know if you heard. First off, we've never seen you and you're not vetted. And there's only one or two people that I'm expected to come in the room, and I just sent them a message. So unless you reply to me in the messenger, then I'm not even sure who you are. And we don't let people on randomly with no photos or no actual videos. So you're coming on with just showing a photo. So I would have to know that you're one of those people, and I don't see you replying to messenger.
Yeah. Geechee Lion, good
Hey,
morning,
Geechee.
Heidi and George. AJ App says maybe Derek's going to be scrubbing his channel of those videos. Probably not, to be honest with you.
No, because he's still making money. But here's the thing with him trying to, I don't know. I personally perceive or see him just taking off again. He'll probably head back to Mexico or back to the US if he can for a while till this clears up, or he'll just keep going forward like World Zoom did until something happens. He ends up there with the crew of guys that are in there, or supposedly, did you ever get any confirmation that he really does own condos there or condo and that he does spend time there? Had you heard
Yeah,
anything about that, John? That Q, I call him Q, that he owns a condo in Mexico.
I heard about it. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's just something that's out there right now. So I feel that's what he'll do when the heat comes on, and because see, the board and all them in the Philippines will give him a fair warning first, and as soon as he gets those letters, he'll take off. So what's going to happen is now that he hears us talking and he's heard us put everything out there, and I'm not saying that we will be his whatever that he feels. I'm just saying when he starts getting paperwork, and you said he did respond to your letter. You started saying that
He did.
earlier.
He
He
did
did not.
not.
Yeah, and he's out and about, so he can't be served anyway. So you've got to be able to be served. So if he's not served, so he'll avoid a void. But if somebody can get papers mailed to him or served by a local barangay captain or something, he will probably try to take off. I mean,
LBC,
long been.
LBC will serve him.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah. Uh,
Long Beach, California, sir. Snoop, sir.
mm,
Oh my God, I seen the cutest thing real quick on I seen this. It's not it was a TikTok, it was on YouTube. There was a little girl that was showing her shorts and it had the Peanut Gang on it and stuff and had Snoopy on it. She didn't know that it was just Snoopy and mom was like, "Who is that?" She goes, "That's Snoop Dogg, doggy dog. That's Snoop." And she didn't know that it was just Snoopy. She thought that was the dog's name was Snoop Dogg. And so it was kind of cute. So, but no, that's what's actually what was 1 second here.
it's
It's very well possible. So we're getting a type from the other person, so it isn't who we thought. Yeah, no, we're aware of that full circle that he's doing these things, and we get the tie the tie in with the different men that are out there and stuff, and we get that. We get all that. Um, But yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot to process on all the guys, and that includes all those guys. We never did say that, regular guy, and we've heard things about Sunshine and all these people that go around in a circle that any of them are innocent at one point or another. Like, they used to talk about Sunshine and his women and who he's with. Sunshine admitted to, didn't Sunshine just a little bit back, not a little bit, probably 2 years ago, said there was an affair and he admitted it on air in front of people. But at least he admitted it in front of people on air. Oh, Derek's just trying to sell his business and stuff. And I get that he's not going to come clean on everything on air either. But the whole thing is I don't get why, if you're going to be shady, why do you do it on YouTube? That's what I mean. Do you wonder about that, John? Why these expats keep showing like they're dirty? We're not talking about like a little dirty laundry, like me and George fighting on air, or like Rose putting her husband out there and fighting with them and showering him down with the hose. We're talking these guys put a lot of their stuff on, out there in front of the YouTube world to make a buck.
Right.
And in the end, it's going to catch up.
The Filipino piece says, Derek, a descendant of Vietnam boat people to America. Well, it's that has crossed my mind. Well, not the boat people. I believe the last refugees, I believe, was during the Vietnam War era. For those of you wondering, after that, then it ends. But anyway,
Yeah, that's the one that never came back. I would.
ooh,
What's going on with Rocky? Yeah,
Rocky says this Q Adventures channel is really sus. Always talking to underage girls, talking to a 14-year-old girl, telling her how beautiful she is and how her body changed. Real cringe.
Yeah, and you guys thought, and I get people are saying regular guy and him know each other. As I'm to understand, he stayed at his place at one point. He used the bikes or something. No, the stuff that Q says is way more cringe than you guys could even say about regular guy. I already told you guys, if people are really wanting to go see people, there's guys here all day long here in Angel City that do some real cringe stuff right in front of you. You know what I mean? Or the hiring of some of these girls at these bars and stuff. They know it. The expats know their ages, and then they still do it anyways,
Yeah.
So it's like, I guess the stuff that Q is doing and the stuff that regular guy is doing on a scale 1 to 10, 10 being cringe, these guys are innocent. They're like babies compared to some of the other guys that stuff's doing. But it doesn't make it right, and they're putting it out on YouTube. And a bunch of y'all think they're like so innocent. That's the other crazy part. Y'all are sending this guy money to give to these girls, and what have we said? We said give the money direct. If anything else, go to their page and drop the money to them, or give direct, like if you want to come here to the Philippines and go see the girls themselves, something. I don't get why they're dropping money to him. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah. K-Dot says it's tea time with John.
Tea
Black
time.
Grandpa says it looks like Q's the Asian Epstein. And I is his girlfriend. Alvin says going postal is disgruntled.
Here's the thing about her though, is that as I'm to understand, she's some of the mastermind too. Like she hunts the girls down for him, and she then gets mad at him about stuff. There's all kinds of stuff out there about her. So that's even more cringe for me, as it's a Filipina that's assisting him to get what he wants.
Enabling.
That's the word.
Now I understand why she does the contact, because it's called a soft, a soft introduction.
That's like
a
when I
soft
send.
handoff.
That's when I soft handoff. Like when I send George out there to talk to the Panda Cell guy,
Yeah,
just so I can get me some donuts.
Soft
Same
hand. For those of you wondering what soft handoff is, soft handoff is when people use lotion and then no. Soft handoff is when somebody introduces you to somebody. It's kind of like, since they trust the other person, then they'll be more open to you. But anyway,
I think that's part of it. That's not the vibe or what I'm hearing.
now this is
but close.
This is a good question, but the thing about the Philippines,
She's like the mama son of Expat Q or something, She's like no personal.
Right.
What you laughing at, John?
Yeah, personal.
Am I getting any of this right now? I'm
it's
I'm
pretty
just
accurate.
calling like I'm seeing it,
right?
man.
Is she right? Yeah, there you go.
Oh my god.
Now,
he just put himself out there, and he just thank you, Q, for giving me content for today. Although you've tied my last 3 days up with your nonsense, I just wish you would have behaved yourself so I could have just sat here. Like we were wanting to do our characters today. We've been wanting to bring on Ricky. We do like these characters, and I get into a wig and I do Rachel. And we haven't been able to do it now for like 2-3 months, because it's been all serious subjects, one after the other. We were into the Elliot Eastman thing, and then Mark had to go and pass away. All these other things have been going on. We haven't had a chance to do our real antics and fun stuff. And then old John here is going to tie up my morning. Thanks, John.
All right.
You made it real work, man.
So now some of you again are asking, and this is a legitimate question. Now, first off,
There you go, Michael.
Michael Alexander says, if he broke the law, call the police. It's not that simple. First off, in the
Mm.
Philippines,
And we're not. That's not what we're here for. We're not like I can tell you 3 channel names right now that's what they claim they do. They hunt information. They dox people. They get their social security numbers, and then they go and turn people in allegedly. And we're not trying to do that. We're just trying to say, hey, don't be like Q. Don't do this. Why is he doing that? And it's become a topic of conversation in general. Unless, like I said, unless I see a guy across the street that's grabbing onto an 8-year old and doing something, then no, I'm not going to sit there and you guys aren't doing anything either, because there's a bunch of you that have been watching him and you give them money and know it's all going on. You can't break that system.
okay, well,
I mean, didn't really get any attention just after I get Jim Cell out. That's the only time that I get the attention because it is something. I mean, I don't know, like it's inappropriate for us to like
right.
be
No,
honored.
it's not. And that's why I was going to say, I'm
You,
talking about Jim Sells case.
yeah. Yeah,
That's that,
oh, sorry. You have to start with the barangay captain too. Something
babe,
like
that's what I've been trying to say.
that. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Again, if he broke the law, call the police. Because first off, we don't have the girls here. These are all alleged. These are all third party. They're not here to say anything. Okay. So we haven't said anything that would actually involve the police, to be honest with you. We're talking about John here right now, on his case. Now, on even even what I'm saying is, let's say on John, okay? Let's say he calls the police here in the Philippines. You know what's gonna happen? They're gonna say, well, did you talk? You have to go to the barangay first,
Yep.
like Heidi
It
says. You
ain't
have
gonna
to
matter.
go to the LGU, local government unit, talk to the barangay, and then now the barangay is gonna be like, well, if Q refuses to show up, then the barangay is gonna say, well, you need to get yourself a lawyer, and that's what John is doing right now. But what I'm saying is, on John's case, there is no police involvement at all. It's not even in the US. If an employer, like, say if an employer doesn't pay you, you call the cops. The cops are just gonna say, pay him. No, why not? And then they'll start arguing, and then he says, you guys get a lawyer, and then they'll drive away.
Have you done that yet, John? Have you gone to the barangay over there and started with that?
No, I just went directly to NLRC, so that could be directly filed to the court,
Have you
and it
considered it at this point, though, to
to
put
like
more
go to the
pressure on them?
um I don't know because I'm planning to. I mean, I don't really have a choice because the appointment for labor commission is like on the 21st, so I have to wait for it. But for now, the only pressure that I'm giving him really is really for these girls when they come out. Like I have one more girl. I mean, Ice niece coming out and telling me some nasty story about some underage female. So that by letting everybody know that this happened, I mean maybe they can have a second thought. And for lawsuits, for that matter, we are already trying to get that solved in the in a local government. So I don't. I was advised to not really talk much about that because we don't want him taking off.
Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. The Filipino piece says, has anybody done a thorough background on Derek like people did World Zoom? Well, here's the thing. Our channel has been known to do deep dives, but it's all seriously public. And we're not talking about like
We
public
don't
where
dox
people
people.
go like they said that my information was public. No, that means you went into other different stuff to get that. We're talking we just wait for other videos for the people to speak themselves and stuff that they've already put out in public and newspapers, whatever, other comments that are coming in. So we are not those other channels that try to find social security numbers, their birth dates, and look up criminal records or pay. There are people paying money to actually look up backgrounds. No, we're not doing. We guys, it's not like that either. We do deep dives. We wait. We waited this long for Q, and after Sunshine went on, it was like that's it. So after we've been watching John for a little bit and waiting for the story to develop, then we start getting a bunch of other messages. So we're going all based on what we actually have, and there's just and from there shouldn't have to, you know,
Right.
but yeah, no, we're not going to do that.
Right. Now,
Mm,
the problem also with this situation is I get it. Everybody's by default trusting,
mm,
but it honestly it doesn't pay to be trusting. I hate to say it because I'm a very trusting guy. Um, California Bear says so. Any IR labor needs to be protected by law. Yes. Now, even if it's a kasambahay,
Technically, yeah,
whether it's a maid, a labandera,
yeah,
or in this case an editor, more so, if you're the employer, you need to have a journal, and then each time you pay them, you write down the payment, you sign it, and they sign it, and that way you have, and they have, both of you have something,
yeah. The journals, they have something.
yeah, you have something on paper, you know what I'm saying? And that makes it legal. Again, even if it's a yaya, kasambay, well, babe, this is
Sorry.
important. I mean,
No, I get that. Yep, I agree.
I get it. To some of you, isn't important, but it is. It's very important. And actually, honestly, you guys don't have to. You don't have to listen to me. You
No,
don't.
it has nothing
But guess
to
what?
do with
That's
listening. It's a
covering your A. You know what I'm saying?
no. They should cover their ass.
It's not gonna help me if you guys journal this stuff. I could care less. It's not gonna affect
And the
me.
truth is most of people here in the Philippines, expats, Filipinos, they do tend to do a lot of under the table stuff like that,
I
like the
understand
sorry
that,
sorry
but
stores
even if it's
and
under the
hiring
table,
people
it's
and
best to have something on
some
paper.
sort of record, some sort of side contract, something.
Right.
Yeah.
Um.
But yes, they're supposed to do it legally. We've been saying do it legally, but one expat after the other does it, whatever, and then there becomes issues later.
Right. Now, this is a good question, John, because again, you said that you stayed over there. Mike Ross says, John, what are your short time and overnight rates?
I don't have that there. I mean, I don't have that. I work overnight, so basically sometimes I get off at 5 because I just like to finish. If there's a project pending, I don't want it to like go pending for how many days. It's gonna pile up. So basically, I'll just finish it whatever I can get my hands on. So I don't. He don't pay me overtime. Overtime.
Yeah, he
I don't
actually
have a.
pays by the day.
Mhm.
So.
I don't have day off either. But it was fine for me because I was thinking to help the channel and grow the channel because I was hoping to make it millions. But over time, I think what why really
Make
Derek
you mentioned that before about make millions. You talking about like subscribers
views. Yeah, I mean, I
for
was really
him?
yeah for him because I was really thinking to make him famous. If because at first I thought that he's here to help people. I mean, I know, guys, 3 months is just a long time, it, but it, at least I wasn't there for a year. I mean, I know I just want to. I just wanted us to make more views, more money. And I didn't know all about his hidden agenda at first.
Well, that and
Late.
other things that he did to grow his channel, how he based his channel. You were already at a disadvantage with some of the things he's already done. So, you didn't even know some of the things he was already doing. You're wanting to do
Exactly.
your work and everything. So, yeah. So,
And I only really like I only really opened my eyes about it when I started like I didn't see like all of his video before, and I only saw like one or two videos, and oh, this guy is nice. I didn't really care what he does as long as he's helping the people, and I can work for him because I love doing camera editing and all that stuff. So yeah, anything that I could work work on with that specialty, I mean, I'll happy to work on there.
AJ Happ said, John, you're making Derek famous now with these revelations. Not really. I mean, yes and no. I mean, he already does that by exposing Filipinas and Filipinos and showing poverty, and that's how he's gained his stuff. His work itself is nothing short of any of the other vloggers out there right now. He's actually, I mean, John's doing it for the purpose, and you can speak about that on your own, but John's doing it to put his information out there and not, you know. In
Not
other
the traffic,
words,
right?
yeah, there's a lot more going on that. So
Curtis says, "Good morning, gang. I watched Q when they first started, but stopped after a few. He seemed like a car salesman to me, out for the bucks."
yeah, he was taking cue cards literally from other vloggers, and he did start with those other vloggers. So when they all start from the same group, they've all learned to do all of that. And a lot of I hate to say it, is in some form or another of cahoots or how to work the system, or they've just like the Filipina P. If she didn't get all that coaching and all this extra stuff and how to expose and how to talk and how to go through all that, I doubt her channel would have went anywhere. People have her so high on a pedestal right now that she just magically popped up out of the province, but that's not how it worked with her. She wasn't that far in the province when all that started, and she got all of her cue cards from a bunch of other people, and she used all corners. Now, has she worked and done overwork? Yes. She's also hired in people and everything else, but a bunch of those guys have all been sharing, promoting, doing, learning, and there's other things. They make their rounds on who they actually go through, and so it does seem like a lot of them are the same, or just a lot of I can't even. My eyes opened wide up yesterday. I told George he wasn't surprised to hear a bunch of stuff that we learned yesterday, but if that's what they've got to do to get ahead with their channels, and that's, a lot of people are like, oh well, your numbers are small and all these other people's channels and blah blah blah, and it's like, yeah, but we didn't do what they did, so we would rather actually stay, where we're actually at, and just, do what we're doing. So
AJ says, "Holding the monetary support over the Filipinas is just so they sleep with them is very wrong. And then when the Filipino refuses, he cuts the support off."
Yeah, that's what happened to most of them. Why do you think Rai Rai don't show up anymore? Why do you think Cat the Cat don't show up anymore? And all those other girls that you don't see an update. I mean, I don't know. I only heard it from my. You probably want to ask her.
Palawoy says, "Heidi, you're beautiful. George is lucky to have you in his life." Yes, I am. Thank you. Actually,
and
it's Heidi's.
what?
I said,
Oh,
no.
1 second here.
AJ says, "Just know what Derek's doing illegally, operating his bike business without filing the proper paperwork. It just make things harder for expats who do things legally." Paul K disagrees. He says not true. AJ says it'll be called the Alice Guo effect. right?
And it's just not the one thing. So this poll person either appears to possibly be, could that be Q himself in the room, John, making
I
those
don't know.
statements? Yeah, it's kind of an odd statement, but not true. There's several accusations. We're not talking about the not giving the girls money, the taxes, the YouTube taxes that should be paid here in the Philippines, and the licensing and all that. So if he has all of that in order and he has all the DSWD permits and he's done everything properly, then there's nothing to worry about. But the one thing we are sure of is he's taking in money from other people and he has not given the money up. So, unless he's saying that the girl's lying about it and that no, the way that Derek's doing business and the things that we've learned, there's still something going on. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
all quite interesting.
And Filipino team, no, it's not there. It needs to be visited by the Bureau of Immigration about his YouTube donations. It's not actually their business. It's actually the SWD that'll do it.
Hey, Alex, what is
Hey,
going
Alex Bamban,
on?
handsome man, not cringe. Huh?
Oh, he's saying it looks like, yeah, his girlfriend. I don't know. The Derek's wife that she had plastic surgery compared to earlier. She could have had something to done. She could have had her nose done.
Right. She could
She's
have
got
had
braces on. I know it looks like they did some. Yeah.
the font says Derek creeps me out. Derek is grooming that mountain angel girl that he helped out and set up a channel for her.
Look at you smiling, John. John.
I
Yeah.
mean, I just thought, that's why Mountain Angel's father doesn't want her daughter to be like going around Derek because um Derek asked her father to like visit the house and like, oh no. After I realized everything, that's why his father doesn't want to, because he know like he some kind of perceive everything already. And
Yeah.
yeah, if you watch this video, I mean, you would say that he's a
You could
creep,
see what
man.
he's doing. That's just it. In his own videos, he does his own creepiness. So it's like for everybody, all the defenders out there, it's like totally right there. And we're not talking about the Boba Tea girl situation where he offers somebody a Boba Tea and then you guys want to label regular guy something. No, this guy's got some issues going on, and there's too many people coming forward now, and I don't know how long he thought this would all go on. I mean, I guess forever as long as nothing's
Yeah.
done.
And also, again, first off, I'm not saying that Q doesn't have any proper paperwork or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. It's it appears that way. Now, to clarify what I'm
Maybe
saying,
he has them all.
like Alex, well, no, he could have them all, but again, Alex Maban says I saw that video with Sunshine. He didn't address anything. He avoided the subject.
Andy went on another YouTuber's
Right.
just yesterday
So
again.
what I'm saying is just a simple example, okay? A simple example. He doesn't have to show us anything. He doesn't. But if I were him, a normal human being would do this. So let's say Sunshine's talking to me. So George, I heard you've been driving around a car without a license. I said, yeah, I have a license.
I'd have been
No, that's what I mean. He doesn't have to show us. I've shown it to Sunshine. He's seen it, right, Sunshine? And he'd be like, yeah, I saw it. And he already knew that that's gonna come up. So if I were him, I would have brought the paperwork with me.
They had
Just
the full discussion.
he
Yeah.
doesn't have to show us anything. He just have to like show somebody credible.
Honestly, I guess technically, like somebody would say, that he really doesn't have to at all.
No, he doesn't have to. But again, also the behavior pattern does not add up. AKA, if he has such license, if he has such an investment, why is he operating in the house?
A lot of them do, but
I
just
get that, but not really.
okay. Well, that, and I'm hearing do 3 or 4 people putting all the same information that's giving me different things about his past.
What I'm saying is,
I do-
even a Filipino if they have Q's money, they're not going to open up a sari store. That's basically what they're doing.
I mean, if we wanted to go one step
They're going to
further,
open a little mini mart somewhere else.
all right. So we've been receiving emails, messages, and reading comments. And if any of them have anything to do with it, you guys may not be getting the full picture, as in, seems like he takes shortcuts situation, possibly, allegedly, maybe, down to somebody saying he filed bankruptcy 5 or 6 times in the US and that he owes taxes in the US. There's all kinds of things that are out there, and he just doesn't seem to be, according to people, that he's had all of his ducks in a row. And then you add in what we can see literally in public. I don't know. And now he's trying to sell his business off for 350,000 for just a few bikes. Are you guys kidding me right now? That is out of a house. And I don't know. Now he's talking about getting a resort and he's trying to get a bunch of investors for it. And he brings the investors over here. He gets them to, where he talks about he's doing college and paying people's college and doing all these things. Turns out one of the payments is what, $50, $60 or something a month for some of them. And it sounds like he's doing a big thing. I mean, I don't know. He's just got himself out there right now. So a lot of stuff out there, guys. So maybe at this point, being he's got such a big channel that he just produced all on his own humanitarian great efforts of on his own work, not on the exposure of young Filipinas and all of this exposing of stuff situation, which is basically how this channel got built, that he might want to save that channel and some other legal issues by just saying, hey, which I don't think that's going to pipe other people down either, but it's probably a start. Sunshine told him, and he probably, he should address what's actually going on with John, but it looks like he's not even willing. Honestly, if that was me, I'd have paid John off by now. John, I just would have set you aside and said, hey, here's 20,000 pesos, which he could afford, by the way, by far, with the money he's got coming in. And he could have just said, hey, here you go. But it looks like he ain't even willing to do that. So even if that's true or not true or whatever, why do you think guys in Hollywood and other places get things taken care of? And if he's got the funds coming in, it's not that he's secure that he's not doing anything wrong and he just won't be extorted or made to pay something. No, he's just I don't know. There's a lot to process. Once again, I got to keep saying that because I also don't get that fact that he wouldn't want to resolve it. And, it's kind of like
No, you don't want it out there.
not as the YouTuber he is, it's not going to be really great for whatever humanitarian stuff that he's trying to put
Well,
forward.
I mean, his hardcore followers are hardcore followers. Full Circle says he will go. He's talking about John. John will go to Department of Labor. He doesn't need to go to the barangay. And like I said, again, police have no business with that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna continue.
Through this person's stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, any reason why?
No.
We don't know. Let's see.
I mean, it seemed copacetic.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Because this has nothing to do with this is the way it is.
Okay.
Like I said, Department of Labor handles that. Gets a lawyer. But Shane G says I did the math. Impossible to do 500,000 pesos a month. He said he was doing with No, I thought he had a real fleet. I used to rent a scooter a year ago for a month. It cost me 6,500 for the month. Um, Marjorie, I guess
Mar-
Marjorie. I guess Marjorie without the G. Um,
yeah,
Sunshine Shoulders and the old guy are friends. Derek paid them
frauds.
are frauds. Oh, frauds.
Derek
Um,
paid them both to be on their channels. Um, I had some other messages come in throughout, since it's nothing recent that's been said, but it has come back up again that he did pay to be on those channels. Unconfirmed right now. So, but it's not the first time we had heard that. So that some do pay for guest spots. So
Kelsey,
unconfirmed.
Heidi, and George are the best. Donald Russell says, I believe everything John is saying is true. I take back my remark about revenge. You need to keep exposing everything about him. Cheers, John. No, again, the what John's doing, I get it at a glance. Like at a glance. Oh, he's just mad. It's because he's just mad. Every no, if you analyze everything, everything makes sense.
And it brings everything else to light. So that's why I kept saying cheers. You know, at first, the very first time I seen John, there was a partial opinion before I really looked into him, because I can't watch every fool that's out there right now. So it does appear to be that, especially as a older woman and as a person that's been doing this for years. I'm like, oh, he's just upset about something, and he's just going to go ahead and start a channel, and but we'll see how this proceeds. And the more I looked into what he was saying, John, and the more I looked into Derek, and the more, because we already knew that Derek just didn't look right to begin with. And I'm like, no, there's something going on. So I still feel that it's still, I don't know. Just don't know why the guys I keep saying that. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
Chosen One
what,
says, who can you trust? Only time reveals. Tupac. Actually,
right?
it's not Tupac who made that statement. It was somebody else. Tupac just adopted it. It's actually the real statement is the revealer of truth is time. The greatest revealer of truth is
I
time.
thought that was one of the presidents.
Well, again, I'm
I thought it was Harry S. Truman, or Truman.
okay.
That
Okay.
might have. I'm.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've read that book, so and it wasn't about him. It wasn't about the author. It was somebody.
Mhm.
Actually, I believe it's The Secret. To be honest with you, but anyway, um,
Hughes bike rental business is worth.
350,000 pesos. And Shane G says, yeah, $600 per day for yes, that's about right. 600 for 175. For like a 400 cc, that'll reach you up to two. Depends on the model.
And he would have to rent out every
2K,
day to
1K to 2K.
everybody, and then you have to have employees. Is he paying the other bike people employees properly? There's so much going on, and I'm sure that's what he's legally doing there, guys.
Chosen One says, I'm quoting Tupac. I like Tupac.
It's, but I mean, to make that money back, you would still, and remember, he has other investors. That's another thing. So I take it, even with the other investors, he's going to sell it for 350,000 US dollars. I, I mean, do you realize how many other businesses you could buy here for that?
Well, like Shinji says, I would buy 5 million pesos on brand new 30 scooters, and I spend. I get that. Like I said, I was somewhat defending him only because I thought it was a brick and mortar place, but it's not.
There's not even a
That
building that goes
changes
with it,
every. That's my point. There's a difference between an
even if there
established
was.
location.
Right, but you would pay three hundred fifty
It depends
thousand
on the
US dollars
location. Depends on the location.
with used bikes that he rents out.
Depends on the location. If it's on the main strip of, like, the main, for example, the main strip of Surigao in downtown, first thing you see is that one. Yeah, of course it's worth it. Get it?
Wouldn't you just buy 5 properties and
Low,
rent those out?
but no, but location, location, location.
Forget about the location. I
That
would buy
well,
five
see,
rentals and make
see,
more money
business
that way.
owners will understand where I'm coming from. It's all about location. Without the proper location, your business will fail. Doesn't matter how good it is, it will flop.
I'm not trying to debate that. What I'm saying, for that kind of money,
I
you could buy
understand
five
that.
of, like, what we're
I already
living
said I
in,
retracted
or
my
condos, and rent
support
them.
for the price. because I thought it had a brick and mortar place. It doesn't. It's at this house, which completely kills everything. It's not worth that. It's not even worth the 350,000. I don't even know if it's worth that.
I'm going to keep arguing it wasn't worth it for any part of that business whatsoever. So whoever falls for sending him money to begin with and something else, I mean,
I wouldn't say that because a lot of people are just good-hearted people and don't, you know.
I didn't say absolutely everybody, but there are people that are. Never mind. There's a bunch of shady stuff going on. Sounds like a little laundering is going on, or laundry, or something. Something else is not copacetic. Something's not right with the whole deal. There's something not right. He couldn't even answer Sunshine during that interview about anything, and then when he was on Alex's, his story was falling apart too. People can make their own decisions and go to Alex and go to Sunshine's and check out John's channel on that for sure. There's
What's
something.
Alex channel?
Alex Abroad. We've done an interview. There's an interview when his channel was on the smaller side. It wasn't super small, but it's when he was still under 30,000. We had interviewed him about when he went around and he at first traveled to other people, but now he has one or two channels and he's a workhorse. Like he does interviews all the time. He does street things and he works pretty hard. The guy's really a hustler on his channel and has a legit channel and he just brought him on. I guess Sunshine has an open meet and greet in Lapu Lapu up and coming. So I don't know if Q's dropping in on that. That and there's so he's in that area making his rounds right
Well,
now.
it depends if he has his, supporters there.
Yeah, I
Financial
heard he's
supporters.
coming there.
If there's financial supporters are there, he probably is not going to show up.
It says Derek had 12 bikes. Then overnight, when the traveling machinist arrived, he all of his sudden he had 30. Yes, and understand he made a crap load of money off of, remember YouTube's payments are a month behind. And so with that all behind, that might have been when he was still getting paychecks off of some of those other big view or vlogs that he actually had. He probably made 10, 20, 30,000 US off of some of those videos. So that's when he started investing and putting stuff into the business besides the other investors. He was using money from the YouTube videos also that he had done too. So pyramid scheme, yeah.
Yeah, Ponzi, where he pays, I use the money that Heidi gave me, and then
No, that's
yeah,
definitely
and then
he's
I'll pay
already
Heidi back with the money that Scott will give me. Yeah, that kind of
right.
deal. Yeah.
So yes, that's what's kind of going on. He's using the YouTube money to pay
Well,
into the bike business
that's
and to people that are giving him money back in. It's just circling in a circle on top of that. And you can kind of appreciate some of his hustle if you didn't know about everything else going on or allegedly what's been going on. So
Now, Donald, the thing is, it's Sunshine Shoulders told Q that he needed to come forward immediately and explain his side of the story. If he doesn't, he will look guilty. Well, he didn't come forward, so it makes him look. Now, he doesn't have to explain anything to anybody.
no, and we
Really,
don't
he
expect him
doesn't
to. He
have to.
was invited to come today, and I get why he wouldn't. But then on the other hand, it's.
It's a question of how he handled it. That's what makes him look guilty. AKA, it's one thing saying, "Hey, I don't want to talk about this. Let's talk about something else," versus dodging. The way he dodged, again, it's how it's done. It's not so much of what he did, because again, he doesn't have to explain anything to anybody.
No, but like I said, he was just on
Yeah.
Alex Abroad, and he kind of dodged that he is an entrepreneur since he was 37. He hasn't worked, and how he's done this, and that. And then he was going on about going through the SEC, and he did everything himself. And I'm like, why is he mentioning the SEC when that has nothing to do with either business? Not his YouTubing and not the current stuff he's doing. Him doing the rentals and subletting and making money off of that, not paying taxes or there's all kinds of things going on. That's all I can say, guys, is he's putting his own stuff out there, and I'm not believing him, of all people, has all of his ducks in a row on paperwork. There's no way. But if they're saying that it is, I say prove it
I don't think so. Now
because they're all different
this is
things.
my opinion. It has nothing to do
Unless he's got a full corporation
with
and
the
he's just
truth.
listed his YouTube in there on top of it. And that is a possibility. But he said he didn't go through lawyers and he's not handling any of his stuff that way. He said he did it all.
No, you
So
can. tell the way a person talks, acts, behaves. It shows his behavior. And what I'm saying, for example, Mark Torres, when they said he's organized, yep, I kind of figured that. Q isn't on that side of the spectrum, so to say. I don't have to personally know the guy to know that because of
If he already had money and had it from the beginning, he wouldn't be making off of YouTube. He just would have not had a YouTube channel. He would have took all the money that he already had in investment, and he would have done it without doing a YouTube channel. There's so much more he'd have been doing, and just went straight into a bike shop and all of that.
well, what I'm saying is he doesn't have organization. I don't think because the way he explained things doesn't have organization. Actually, John would know more than we do. Is Q organized? Do you know?
How business is
Mm,
that?
you could. I mean, my situation is evidently would show that he's not organized because if he
Yeah,
is, then I
some
would
stuff
have
right from the.
paperworks, and
If
he
he
would.
would've- yeah, if he'd have been that organized and been paying his taxes and doing all that, then part of this issue would have never came up
No,
to
I know.
begin with.
I'm
So
Exactly.
aware.
sorry to
I'm
cut you
just
on that.
no, no, no. I was just getting again verification, not just from me, not just from observation. It's from somebody who's actually there. That's all. Yeah. Um.
Yeah. The Filipino P, you're right. The big money in McDonald's is their real estate. Yeah, always has been. Yeah.
Tom Kelsey says, "I'm in the cruise. I'm in."
Yeah, and that's another thing. You're right. The Securities Exchange Commission is for publicly traded companies with stock. So that is really weird on top of it. I thought that was the registration of
Uh,
corporation. So why would he even mention that?
Again, he said that,
He said that in
and
the thing
and
interview
he's
yesterday.
operating again in his house. It
Oh, snap.
doesn't make sense. And I did say it's like Caterpillar, the big giant company that does machinery, working operating at a house. It doesn't make sense.
Hey,
That's what I said
hey,
that.
Defons, you got that right. Who's doing the scooter maintenance?
Right.
Hey, yeah, who's doing all that maintenance and stuff, and who's washing those bikes and doing all that stuff? Just other employees?
June actually takes care of that. I mean, I actually feel bad for June. If anyone here like went to Derek's and actually like bought their service, you would know June, and he's a really good guy, and he has a workload of 12 people because he does the paperwork, he prepares food for the house, goes run
What?
around to deliver and pick up
Hmm.
bikes, and yeah, all other stuff. There's a lot of things going on June's day every day. Like he gets on 6 p.m., gets off 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. and no
What?
overtime.
How much is his pay?
Akana,
500.
Akana Po. Akana Po.
I mean, guess it says 500 per day. He pays June
What?
500 per day.
No, that ain't right. That
And
ain't right.
And you guys wonder why I got upset over that bakery delivery the other day that cost me 1,000 pesos. And then they go and pay him 500 pesos a day.
I mean,
That ain't
June
right.
June is really a good guy. He does not say anything, and just maybe he when I left, he was actually saying that he will leave too. But I heard that they offered June to like go with him in Vietnam, but I would say that's bull crap.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're right, Shane. 30 million pesos for 30 used bikes, 2-year-old bikes at that. 5-star review. Yeah, we showed some of the stuff that we have. And it's, yeah, you can buy reviews. We said that. When I seen his interview with Sunshine, I was like, why do you keep talking about your reviews and stuff? And it's like, if here's the thing, if this was what 2008, and then you said you had those type of reviews, I'd have been like, that probably would have been legit in the beginning. But now you can buy numbers on just about anything, and they can be faked. And
Yeah, just like his
so,
subscribers. The first 10K subscribers I heard is bought from Chinese farm. I mean, someone told
Oh
me.
wow.
okay, we
Wow.
tried to avoid saying any of that,
Well, there's
but
nothing wrong if he says it.
well, it's stuff that's we were told that his channel was pieced together. Yes, and there's a lot of the big vloggers where their channels were pieced together. So
Instant channel.
yep, that's why we're proud of our 20,000 TikTok and the 20,000 we have now. It's legit.
4 million G.
What? With who?
Nice. Total.
Oh, we got more than that. We've got 2.5 just on YouTube, but that's all organic. And we probably all in all have about 15, 20 million people that have watched us in 4 years. Organic. I mean, it's, you
Right.
know,
Yeah.
but yeah, so.
Marjorie says that the niece went back to Bohol because Derek and treated them like slaves.
Yeah, that's what I keep, and that's what I mean. There's no way that he's the business person that he is. And from what people are saying, the comments, the research, the looking and all that, it just doesn't seem like it's been an up and up thing for. He seems to me like a person, especially when he does that, he takes shortcuts. And this seems like a shortcut thing. A lot of the guys that are coming here that are doing YouTube channels, hooking up with these young girls, or are trying to get married quickly to these province girls, are taking shortcuts. A lot of them is a shortcut situation. And they also think because they're in the Philippines that they can do it too.
Okay,
That,
now
that it's some Wild Wild West thing going on.
right. There's nothing wrong with shortcuts depending on the shortcuts you take. As long as there are legitimate shortcuts, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to do illegal stuff to do a shortcut. But also keep in mind the problem or the pattern I see here is one shortcut after another, after another, after another, and it shows. And that's why I said I don't think he's the organized type because there's things that don't add up. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. We're.
I mean, I wish I have Derek right now here, like really, so I can talk to him because he did not talk to me like a man.
Right. And again, that's another thing. Like Heidi says, he could have just said, "Hey, call up John and says, "Hey, you know what? Let's settle this."
And that's what I would have done. I mean, it's not the first time since we've started our YouTube, the same thing where somebody's tried to start something and it was better to face the person. What was that, about 2 years ago? And it wasn't even, where we did something wrong, but you want to face, that's something you'll do. And there was somebody I just watched, oh, what is their Value Entertainment? It's somebody like a Joe Rogan show, and there was a guy talking about like how they do these interviews and ask certain questions and this and that. And it's the thing that I agreed with is people, if they will just admit what they've done and show that they don't have to show a form of remorse or anything. It doesn't solve everything either, but basically owning it is the whole situation. If he'd owned what he did to you, John, in the beginning, and said what he did and say, hey, I appreciate what you did. Here's some money. Go get your driver's license and go do the things that I promised. And that he wished you luck and he was sincere on that. It's possible all this could have probably went away if he just said, that's the thing you want. You want
Right
that
then and there.
one-on-one
Right then and
and
there.
man up. Man up. I got to man up all the time. It's pretty sad. And I'm a female here in this country, and I feel bad that I would have to man up for these expat YouTube vloggers or just regular expats that come in here and pull this stuff. And he could have just took care of everything in one swoop. Instead, he doesn't seem to be that. And he's probably just, as we've seen, he's just going to hide behind everything. And my guess is, if I had to guess, there'll probably be no response at all. And when the government gets near him, he'll leave. He'll go out long enough to the US or the other country, and then he'll come back in later, is probably what's going to happen.
I agree.
If the heat comes on too much because of him, he's going to, right now, the next person he can hook on to sell that business to, even in payments, he's going to be gone. And so he says he likes doing the turnkey businesses and he's a serial whatever. He's made tons of money on this channel in the last 2-3 years. I think the channel's been around for about 3 years now. He's made 10, 20 times the profit we have on ours. And we've only been monetized for 2 of the 4 years. And so he's already made enough off this channel. He'll just let everything burn and he'll go sit up in Mexico. I'm going to call out exactly what's going to happen. And he's just going to blow up out of here when the heat gets bad. He's had fun. He's enjoyed himself. He's spent time with these, whatever's been going on and the accusations. He's going to blow up out of here. So that's all I got to say about this. But John, we appreciate you being
Thank
on
you so
here.
much, John, for being with us.
We have an engagement today, several of them today. We will stay in touch. You have our messenger. And guys, be sure to check out John and Claire's dailies. You got it listed as dailies.
Daily.
Yeah.
He's got all kinds of videos coming out. Go check out the stuff that he's saying and the interviews with the people that Derek, you guys can see. For those that are all in doubt, you've got the girls themselves that, one of them that's starting to speak, and just things on Derek's channel itself is actually speaking volumes and stuff. So, but we
And
appreciate
thank you as well. Thank you as well for having me here. I really appreciate it. And yeah, for everyone, like check out my channel. I'll be interviewing one of I's niece about some nasty stuff. So yeah, if you want to see it, check it out.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate it.
Thank you, John.
And
Appreciate it,
guys,
man.
Thank
we're
you.
just going to wrap up by saying thank you to our members, and we will see you guys on the next live stream.
Yeah.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.
Bye.
Love you all.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.